Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Amateur Hour Sports. It's been a brief hiatus from the channel, 2 full days off from the content as, Saturday I was busy, Sunday I needed the day off. But we're back today. It's going to be a full and loaded week of content. We have a stream today. We have a video tomorrow. We have a stream on Wednesday. We'll have a video on Thursday. There will be a stream on Friday. And I believe there will be, I don't think there's a game, so it'll be a video on Saturday. Yes, indeed, it will be a video on Saturday and a stream on Sunday. So it is going to be 7 days of content this week. So lots to look forward to if you do enjoy the content on this channel, I hope. And, hopefully the Raptors give us a good performance today. Third game that I missed in like the last 2 weeks on Saturday. I have no plans to miss any more games coming up. That was, sometimes I just get a little bit busy, but we're good this week and future games. There's nothing in the works right now that will limit me, let's say, from doing a game coming up. And it's going to be a big week of content. It's a big week for the NBA, especially the Toronto Raptors. Trade deadline is a week and a half away. We know the Raptors are going to be active there, and we are confident they are waiting until after this road trip, which ends February 5th. We're confident it's going to be after that point in which they are going to decide what the season is going to be for them. But there are some teams that are falling off the pace, like excuse this pun, the Indiana Pacers have fallen off the pace a little bit, and they're kind of catching up to us in the race for the bottom. So we'll see what exactly is going to be the plan for this Raptors team as we progress through the next week and a half. But there's exciting time for content, that's for sure. So at least we have that over here at Amateur Hour Sports. And if the Raptors play like they did against the Portland Trailblazers, it's going to be a pretty fun game as well. All right, let's say what's up to the people in chat. I see a lot of Amateur Hour Army vets over here. Brian Mugg is here. Gregory is here. Jeremy Palikos is here. Tej Chohan, welcome to the stream, everybody. Brian, Gregory, Jeremy, all vets, along with the GOAT, 905 Yada, but previous stream. He was at the game. He was at the Chase Center for the Raptors game against Golden State. Spoke about it a little bit with him earlier. Who else is here? My moderators, Adam and Roman, are here joining today. Abdul Nisir Ismail, thank you for joining. OG Van Barnes, another vet. Nameless is here talking about Kia Nurse. Brandon VJ, thanks for joining. Hopefully I said that correctly. Jay Manowski, could be either. Thank you for joining. Delano Banton is back. Doesn't necessarily mean he'll play. Even when he was healthy, he wasn't playing before. So we'll see how all of that goes down. Sorry. What's going on with this? Sorry, just business. I just happened to open my email and there was a business email there. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything important. It wasn't. Who we talk about here? Some big news. OG Anunoby is out for the rest of the trip. You know what? Let's make a pinned post here. OG Anunoby out. Delano in. Just so everybody, not so that I don't get reminded again. It's so everybody's aware when they come in case they don't know. But there, those are that's what we got there. Appreciate all y'all joining me. Hope y'all had a great weekend as well. It's a nice Monday here. Contacts. Talk about me. I very rarely wear glasses for any of the content. I never wear glasses for videos, and I rarely wear glasses for stream. I kind of broke the ice. There was one day I had like a issue with my eye that I wore glasses, and that kind of broke the ice with me. Now, if I really don't feel like wearing contacts, I can do that, and I feel comfortable. I had a new jersey today. I'm wearing the Super Bad Special. Have you seen that movie? Maybe, honestly, some of you might actually be too young for that movie, but it's a classic. We got the McLovin Hawaii driver's license fitted with McLovin on the back. Number 25 as well, because Uh, Everybody comes in with an ID, 21-year-old ID. They're not going to suspect anything if it's 25. They're looking for 21-year-olds. And what did he make his name? Oh yeah, Speak 11. Should have done something more common like Muhammad. Anyways, I was in Las Vegas. I mean, obviously, I don't need to talk about that. But I got this there. There was a Lids near my hotel. I just popped in to see what was going on. Read a fucking book. And there weren't many of these. I also got the VC jersey, the white and gold one that I did not get in New York that I should have gotten, but got it now. I was just browsing through Lids. I saw this Vince Carter jersey. I'm like, I might get that. And then I eventually did at a different day. And I was just kind of browsing around. Then I saw Hawaii. It was like a blue Hawaii with a rainbow. And it didn't like click right away. I'm like, Hawaii. Like I'm thinking of college, but it's no Hawaii that wears that color. So I picked it up. I turned it around and saw McLovin. I was like, oh my fucking God. And I showed my girlfriend. She's like, oh my God. And I'm like, I have to buy this. I have to buy this. And I bought it. It was, oh my goodness. It's one of the best jerseys I've ever seen in my life. Oh, it's just because if you get it, like obviously the name on the back gives it away, but if you get it, it's hilarious. So yeah, I'm very happy with this purchase, and I decided to show it off to you guys today. The ID looks like the jersey. Yeah, he's got like the Hawaii driver's license. Michael, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Today was a pretty busy day at work. Just got done working out about 40 minutes ago, and got right in for the stream, and I'm excited. Have I watched The Last of Us? No, but I've played the game / watched somebody play the game. So I know the whole story, essentially. I don't know. I'm not much of a TV watcher, so I don't know if I'm going to be the one to one that checked it out. One sec. The grind don't stop. It truly never does. Well, I thought I would end work a bit early today, so I didn't get up early. It's been a pretty crazy week for me. So I was planning on working out around 3 p.m., which is when I'm done all my work for the day, because today wasn't that busy for me. And then something dropped on me to do at 3 p.m., which took me 3 to 6, so then I had to do it after. Usually I'd do it in the morning, but could not do that for whatever reason. Anyways. Always busy. I don't know. It's been just like 2 straight years of constant, it's been about a full year. I've almost been at my job for a year. It's been 10 months. But in the last 10 months, I've been doing like all the YouTube stuff plus my actual job. I have no idea what I'd do with myself if like I had more free time. I'm not like trying to brag. Like I have so much to do. I'm so like, I'm not in any way like that, but like, I'm just so adjusted to this like lifestyle of like grinding, like work, grinding content, that I honestly have no idea what I would do with all my time if I like just stopped working or stop. Well, if I stopped working, then I would lean in heavy on content. That's what I'd do. I would be back to doing like more Instagram stuff. I'd be doing 7 videos a week, so 3 or 4 amateur sports videos, and then like 3 amateur bets videos, maybe amateur bet streams, and like without my job, I'd do a ton more content. So that's easy. But if I didn't have any content, I just had my work. I actually have no idea what I'd do with my nights. Like, oh my goodness. Like when I have like a few days off and I'm not on vacation, it just feels weird. Like I feel like I'm sitting. Can I do that? You know what? I'd play more video games. I like never play video games right now. That's what I do. There's always something to do. There is always something to do. One sec. Adjusting my schedule. There we go. But anyway, stuff about me. Fuck, I don't give it. You guys don't care much about me. Let's talk about the Raptors here. Aiden Vickers joining us. Lamar joining us. Danish joining us. Vintage Pimp Page. I couldn't read that. That was weird. But thank you so much for joining. How many years have you been waxing your tie body? Break down. Zero. I'm quite hairy. Yeah, you can definitely see the arm hair from here. I'm very hairy. Got that. I got those Italian genes for sure. Had a Rockstar energy drink today for my ball game, and I little kids. I thought you drank a Rockstar before your game, like you're playing, just to get you amped up. I was like, that's not weird, but you're coaching kids hyped up on Rockstar energy. Jimmy, how the fuck did you miss that layup? Somebody asked about Nurse earlier. Tomorrow's video is likely going to be about Kawhi. I know it's kind of a late topic, but I think we all saw how funny it was that Kawhi left the Raptors and he keeps trying to bring in Raptors players to the Clippers instead of just staying here because he wants to get a point guard like Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet to his team. So obviously that's pretty funny. Nick Nurse might be I wanted to do an amateur TV video today. It didn't happen. Unfortunately, that is like, if my mental health can sustain doing a video there, I will do it. That's the only issue with that channel right now. Anyways, the Nick Nurse thing, I think it's healthy just to, for I guess internal discussions to be with him. Like, okay, like, I get it is what it is at this point. However, it's not like very acceptable, the fact that we are 5 games behind 500 approaching the trade deadline. So I think there's reason to have discussion with him that, oh, amazing. A super chat came in here from Jay Conda. Thank you so much for that. He says, let's go Raptors. Let's go Raptors. Very grateful for that super chat. Thank you so much for doing that. That's Jay Conda. Shout out to them, an amateur vet in the chat. But for Nurse, these contract expires end of next season. I think it's healthy to say, like, we can't commit to you long-term from this point because I think understandably the roster isn't quite what it is this season, and Nurse has made that explicitly clear. That being said, they're like, well, we still expected a better on-court product, and we're going to see what we can do next year with a hopefully more sound roster, but we can't commit to long-term at this point. I genuinely don't think that's anything crazy. I don't think Nick Nurse is in trouble. I think it's just the regular business. We can't commit to you long-term from here. We need a little bit more information before we lock you up to a contract. That's not strange. That's not abnormal or anything. Hearing the money song is worth challenging for time. Yeah, thank God we don't get claimed for that. I think it's just short enough that we don't get demonetized for that. I think because it's a stream as well, you can get away with a lot more because it's not sitting there. But for video, I wouldn't do that. If you guys notice, whenever I put like an NBA clip in video, which I'd only do like one every 20 times, I will shrink it. I will put a border around it, and I will usually put in some very faint text over the top of it to try to get any bot that's trying to find that stuff, try to deter it away from those clips. And usually I also turn the sound off. There's just a lot. There's a lot I do to avoid being demonetized because that's tragic when it does happen. Some other news that came out, Michael Grange had a very brief chat with OG Anunoby regarding any sort of dissatisfaction in Toronto. A lot of people said OG kind of cleared the air on the rumors going around, but I looked at that and I was like, if anything, he did, like, I wouldn't say the opposite, but if you are happy with your role in Toronto, he would just say, I'm happy in Toronto. He said nothing of the sort. He essentially said, I didn't make those. I didn't tell them to post that. I didn't make any of these rumors up. I didn't post stuff anywhere. Yeah, it is what it is type thing, right? It was straight up like, if anything, he confirmed them. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Oh, some nights some guys get this, he says some nights is that, whatever. As far as like, from an agency perspective, OG played that really well. He didn't confirm nor deny, but he also like more so confirmed than denied, if you know what I'm saying on that one. That might come up on an amateur. There's a lot I gotta cover a lot. This is why I have amateur TV, but I just wish I had more time to commit to that channel. Anyways, we talk about it here. Another piece of content I wanted to float by you guys. So I love the fact that all the content is free on the channel. So you don't have to pay. All I ask is that you give thumbs up on the content if you enjoy, and you subscribe to the channel. Content's free other than that, but we do have the membership thing, and right now memberships they're highlighted in chat. I try my best to prioritize replying to their comments in videos and stuff when I can, and just emotes and all that. That stuff's cool. I've always kind of wanted to do more, so I kind of thought about the idea today of doing like weekly Q&As as members only content. So it's not like there's any information that I'm sharing or any insight that I'm sharing that people don't have access to, but it's a little bit of a way to, I guess, reward the people who do choose to become members, or the people that do receive them as a gifted membership. But I think that's something I'd like to do. So a weekly, it won't be like I won't be able to like do like a professional job. It'd be kind of like this sort of thing where I'd post in the community tab to members only, drop your questions, ask amateur or whatever, drop your questions. I'll answer all or as many as I possibly can in like a 10 to 20 minute segment as a members only video once a week, something like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you have any sort of interest in content like that, let me know. And if there is good interest and it'll be worth doing because there's good interest, then that's something that I will try to do on a weekly basis, or at least once every 2 weeks at the absolute worst. But if that's something you'd be interested in at all, let me know, because I need to know, or else I'm not going to commit to more content. You know what I mean? We lose that. Oh yeah, no. Well, no player wants to talk about being unhappy, because if they did that, then well, they'd have no trade value. That's why teams always say, "Oh, we want to keep him." Like the Raptors saying they're looking to extend Gary Trent. Well, we probably know that's not true, and you're just trying to upgrade his trade value a little bit. Just watch some Duck story. How you watch Boucher do what he do. Yeah, it's. I mean, sometimes you do have to separate the person from like the athlete. Sometimes the athlete doesn't perform at the level we want him to, but beyond that, the story behind the player is outstanding, and it's great to see him in such a role, and the fact that he is getting paid, $12 million a year, like what a story. But from an athlete perspective, like sometimes I'm thinking, man, we pay this guy $12 million. I mean, that's kind of the way the business works. But yeah, full shout out to him for earning that contract, because it felt like it was maybe slightly overpriced, but it felt fair when he signed it. So that's it's a great story as well. Anybody who wants to get a little bit more involved on the lore behind him. Has just signed a Syracuse University striker straight from school. Wow, good for him. That's kind of crazy, man. In the middle of your education, give it up like that. Just kidding. I would have done the same thing. This is Lester. Probably getting paid. Michael's a recent sub, and he got him gifted membership. So thank you, Michael. And I'm glad you're doing the content. That's great to hear. It's great to hear when somebody is new and they show up and they like the content. They vibe with it. They're having a good time, and they like to come back for more. I really appreciate that. I love hearing stories like that. I also love when there's like a longtime video watcher who decides to give the stream a try. They've been watching videos for a long time. They're like, let's try out one of these streams. And they end up liking it and coming back for more in the future. I like stories like that. So thank you again to you guys for doing that. Listen, I get on Nick Nurse. Like, look at the bench. Would you give these guys minutes? Because a lot of the time, I certainly would not. Like Juancho Hernan-Gomez is one of the main players off the bench. Like, is that a guy you really want to be given like high 20s in minutes to? You just can't do that. I think like if the Raptors commit to a certain direction by the trade deadline, then obviously we will start to see a lot more of these bench guys. If you're looking for bench players, you might be getting them after February 9th. You just gotta wait out for that one. A lot of guys over. Yeah, I mean a lot of guys, I guess. can feel like they're a little bit overpaid. So those things happen. You would not agree? Well, that's definitely how I feel. Free Down. Down's a guy I kind of wanted to see a bit more, but I feel like I haven't seen enough in an NBA setting to. I haven't when I have seen him, it hasn't wanted me to see him less. Like it hasn't. Like I feel like he can definitely get a little bit more time out there, and see if he can find a new level or anything like that. I recently signed as Raptors locker room fluffer. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I don't. It doesn't sound real, but if it is, I'm sorry. I congratulations. I don't know. I will say when I talk about like Jeff Down, like I kind of want to see him more. I also am not at every practice watching how he fits in with the rest of the NBA guys. Maybe there's a clear difference in level from him to anybody else. Do I know what a fluffer is? No. Maybe I'm misreading what is going on here, but I apologize if I do. Feel like I kind of got here or something. You met Adam Sandler. That is that dream come true or what? Who do you get these bet? Like nobody. If you want to, well, that's what I'm saying. Name this Adam. You can spare me. I think I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish bench got a minute. Then like, well, you look at the bench. Well, who the fuck am I gonna actually play from these guys? Sometimes because like, some of these guys are unplayable. Like Juancho Hernan Gomez. There's no score because the game hasn't started. Juancho Hernan Gomez gets consistent bench minutes here. It's very clear, like every time. Oh, it's okay. Thank you. Juancho Hernan Gomez gets consistent minutes. If you are a competitive NBA team, with all due respect, Juancho Hernan Gomez should not be getting consistent minutes. This is the point I made all offseason. He had a pretty good stretch, but he had that purple patch, and that's it. Like, if you are a competitive team, this guy should not be getting consistent minutes. But at this, where we are in the season, he is good enough to get consistent minutes. Oh man, if only he could hit 3-pointers better than like 28%, whatever he's fucking shooting this season. That's crazy. Off the bench, Achiuwa's got to play. In the right matchups, Coloco's got to play. I think he's good enough. Boucher's got to play, even though his inconsistencies can be slightly frustrated. Your forwards, I mean, like Flynn had a good 2 weeks, and then since then he can't hit a shot. It's hard. Like it's hard to justify playing Malachi Flynn. I know there is a talented player in there. There's talent in there. There's somewhere inside of Malachi Flynn, there is a talented basketball player. I don't know how we're going to find it, but it's just so frustrating because I know it's there. But when I see him play, what actually does he offer this team? Other than he can handle the ball. There's a lot of guys who can handle the ball and have more impact. So I want this guy to succeed, but man, it's just I'm not trying to be disrespectful. When he's out there on the floor, I'm thinking what does he do that makes the team better? And it just I have nothing a lot of the time. I don't mean that any disrespect. It's just what I see as a analyst of the game. Let's say. So you have Boucher and Achiuwa. Coloco in the right matchup. What other matchup's not there? You have no choice. You have to play Juancho Hernan Gomez because you have to give your starters some rest. I guess Dowden or Flynn might actually have to get some minutes in this stretch because OG is out. I actually don't quite know how they change lineup. Malachi pick and roll. I think I guess in some fairness, he's underutilized in the pick and roll. He doesn't get enough reps there. But also, what has Malachi Flynn done to prove that we should be putting the ball in his hands more often, right? Has he done enough to say, hey, we want to let you run the pick and roll sets? We're quite far away from the college days where he was such a good pick and roll player. And, you know, if you want to have success in NBA, you got to be able to play a role. Like, if you need the ball in your hands to be good, you need to be a really good player. Or else, what's the point, right? We'd rather give it to somebody else. And if you're not good enough to have the ball in your hands, then you need to find something else you can do to perform a role for your team. And that's just something Malachi Flynn hasn't done. I think that's the biggest thing separating him. He needs the ball in his hands to be good. He's not good enough to have the ball in his hands consistently, but he hasn't found a role where the ball isn't in his hands. That's what gets you consistent NBA minutes. That's what he hasn't done to this point. That's what I'm saying. Holy shit. 5 gifted memberships handed out in chat by Jay Conda. Thank you so much, Jay Conda, for sending out those gifted memberships. Really appreciate that. Anaconda with the massive donation, or the gifteds. 5 people. Congratulations to those 5 people for receiving those gifted memberships. Was my moderator Adam, Lamar, Grogun, Gerard. We'll keep it at that.
That's why
and Haley Monroe. Thank you guys for coming through, hanging on the stream, and thank you so much to Jay Conda for tossing in those gifted memberships. I really do appreciate that. And it wasn't Yada, it was somebody else, but thank you, Jay Conda. Very, very grateful to spread the love amongst the community. If you guys want to receive a future gifted membership, you need to make sure you click that green oval at the top of your chat, and there should be a drop down that allows you to receive them in the future, because you need to enable it. It's not a default setting for your YouTube profile. You need to enable being able to receive. And just like that, we got 10 more gifted memberships. 905 Yada coming through with the 10 gifted memberships. The GOAT of this community, if you will. All the gifted memberships that have been donated. Thank you so much to 905 Yada for going through that, dropping 10. Congratulations to the 10 people that received it. Again, make sure you are enabled to receive them. But shout out everybody in chat to Jay Conda, and also shout out to 905 Yada for those gifted memberships, and making this community a much more enjoyable place for everybody, and making the community just that much more enjoyable consistently, coming through, hanging out on the streams. Genuinely appreciate that a lot, guys. That is great to see. So we'll let all those play up. Congratulations to the people who receive it. Remember that you guys need to have that enabled as a setting. You need to enable being able to receive these gifted memberships, or else you won't be able to get one of, if we get any more in the, modestly, if we ever get any more in the future, which we probably will someday, you want to be able to have a chance at getting it. But it is completely random, and it's 100 people here, so it's not horrible odds. It's not horrible odds, but it's not fantastic odds. But anyways, what am I looking at here? Anyways, 10 people there. Goats in chat for both of those guys, for sure. If you're one of the people who has one of those new gifted memberships, reach into your emotes at the bottom left, your emojis, and drop the goat emoji to let them know that you appreciate their support over here. So the one thing I don't like about the way YouTube Streamlabs lets me display when somebody becomes a member is
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
So it does that for every new gifted member, which I'd prefer if it only did it like this person gifted this many members, and then it played the GOAT thing. But then every person that receives one has that. So I have to actually, unfortunately, mute the setting when somebody becomes a member, because it plays like 10 times in a row, which I don't want to have to do, but it plays 10 times in a row. So that's kind of unfortunate. I wish there was a way when somebody gifted there could be an alert, but I don't think there is. See, like now we have to make it silent. I just for future, that's why it's silent, unfortunately. But I will always see it in chat, and therefore I can shout it out myself. Just letting you know. Okay, game starts at 9. It always starts late. I still hate it. Like, why does this have to? What is the purpose of it starting late? You know what I mean? You think it's TV? Do you think it's TV so you watch like more stuff before the game? Do you think that's what it is? Because like they're still like TSN is still running their show knowing that the game hasn't started yet, even though it's listed at 9 o'clock. Like soccer games, like Premier League games, 12 p.m. start time, 12 p.m. Ref is fucking counting down the seconds on his watch to the start of the game. NFL, like, man, it's either, if it's starting at 1, it ain't starting later than 1:01 p.m. You know what I mean? They could, like, we could easily start this game at 9 p.m., right? They're still warming up out there. So do you think it's a TV thing? Do you think it's a TV thing? We should do a vote for the next email game when the time comes. That was fun. Let's see how far we are. We won't be able to do it today because I would do it pregame. But if we can access that, then for the next stream pregame on Wednesday, we can do that for the next emote. That was a bit of a fun activity there. Fred in the last 5 weeks or so has been pretty close to his all-star numbers from last season. The only difference is his three-point percentage is from 40% to 37%, which, I mean, still good considering he shoots 9 a game. But other than that, his numbers in the last five weeks have been about the same as his all-star season. So I don't understand. Well, I do, but it's annoying that Gary Trent is firmly back, right? And nobody says anything about him. But like, I guess because they have different impacts on the team. But Fred is at his best again. But his defense is down too. You're right. His off-ball defense is much better, and his hands cutting off passing lanes have been much better. You're right. His point of attack defense has also been worse. I would say considerably worse than last season. But to a large degree, his offensive game is back to his best. But you are right with defense. Thank you for checking me there. But it's just not enough credit given there. So that's why I kind of wanted to shout that out. But we'll see. I mean, what that does, it doesn't eliminate the fact. I don't like the notion that we need to trade. Like, we need to trade him. We have to trade him. I don't agree with that because I still feel, or I definitely feel like you can't just get whatever. You know what I mean? You can't just be whatever you can get for him, you have to take. Because that would be, you need to trade him. That's what, in my opinion, that would seem like. But I would say it's probably within our best interest to move him by the trade deadline if you can get a good deal by then. Because just trading him for the sake of trading him just absolutely does not make any sense. You know what I mean? Because he's obviously a very good player still. The financial thing could be a concern. But, oh my goodness. Hold the thought. A massive super chat has come through from Asher Ali. Asher Ali, sorry if I mispronounced that. I hoped I said that correctly. But thank you so much. Welcome to the Amateur Hour Army. Or not welcome, but thank you so much for supporting the Amateur Hour Army. Sorry, just going through most there, but my goodness, a massive super chat coming through. Super grateful for that. Supporting me, supporting the community, supporting the content, allowing us to do content like this, better content more often. And when these come through, and it just motivates me even more. So thank you so much. Everyone shout out Asher Ali. Let's see a lot of W's in chat. Appreciate you coming through with the massive super chat yet again. Honestly, that's incredible gesture. I hope I didn't miss any chat from you as well there. As I'm looking at emojis, let me double check. But wow, thank you so much. That's their first super chat as well. So coming through with the support for, the channel. The vibes are incredible, immaculate, invincible maybe tonight. I'm trying to see how many emojis we are away from the next Emote slot. Oh, we're not close, I don't think. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we have 13, but I'm only technically allowed to have 10 right now with the numbers, so I can't. So it lets me keep them, but if I delete any, I won't be able to add it back. So we're a little bit of ways away from the next one, but maybe we'll get there someday. And when we do, we will of course run through a voting process to pick the new emote. But that is not me like trying to say, wow, like we're so far away. You need to get it. Like I'm not at all trying to do that. I'm just saying like we are not on the cusp of, unfortunately, the next emoji for the chat. But yeah, wow, we've got a super chat from Jay Conda. We had the 5 gifted from Jay Conda, the 10 gifted from 905 Yada, and the monster super chat there from Asher Ali. So appreciate you guys a lot. Great vibes. We get set for the Raptors game here. Make sure to smash the like button if you guys are enjoying. We want to hit 50 likes by the end of the first quarter. We're already pretty damn close to that. Thank you guys returning to me after my weekend off. Suns starting with Paul, Bridges, Johnson, Craig, and Ayton. I'm a dumbass, and I put Devin Booker in the thumbnail, and this guy isn't even playing. Forgive me. I didn't check. I thought he was playing. Devin Booker is not playing, and I can't really fix the thumbnail right now. So it is what it is. Raptors starting with VanVleet, Trent, Barnes, Siakam, and Precious motherfucking Achiuwa. That's who it is. Hopefully another big game from Achiuwa. All right, last time we played the Suns, they had a pretty depleted roster. We were very worried about what DeAndre Ayton would do. Ayton had a really, really bad game. I thought the Raptors defense played him pretty well, but also a lot of it, Ayton just played like shit. So we'll see how that kind of works out today. But I think with Achiuwa starting, that gives us a little bit more confidence, or at least me confidence, in the opposition big and being able to manage them. I thought Booker came back from injury. No, I know he was injured. Didn't he come back briefly? Has he been out? I swear he came back brief. Like fully will admit I'm wrong on this. I swear he came back like 2 weeks ago. He came back for a couple games. Is that what I'm okay? So he did come back and he went out again. He came back for one game and he got re-injured in that game. That was the only... I knew about that game. I thought he came back again, is what I'm saying. Wow. I am asleep. I got caught napping in front of all of you, and I feel embarrassed. I don't know what to say. I'm embarrassed. All right, game has started, so let's deflect. The game is on. Thank you for checking me again. I should not have put Devin Booker in the thumbnail, but here we are. I did. Sorry, guys. All right. Phoenix take the lead. 2-0 Phoenix. Hopefully, we, at some point, lead today. I promise I follow basketball. I promise I'm not a casual. I promise. This one just got away from me. Barnes on the jumper is air ball. I'll announce my time a couple times here. 10:47 on my clock. Cam Johnson coming forward. Cam Johnson would be an interesting piece if the Suns want OG and you can get picks and Cam Johnson and, I don't know, other stuff. Inside for Ayton, 10:34 as he goes up with the right and puts it in. Those are the shots last time we played the Suns, December 30th, I think it was, so a month ago, that he wasn't hitting. Well, I wouldn't Photoshop Chris Paul's face. I just take a photo of Chris Paul and put it in. I'm not going to do that right now. It is what it is. VanVleet off the glass, and he's fouled. Devin Booker's going to be on the thumbnail. That's it. We're just going to leave that there. It's just what I've accepted for today. If you guys are enjoying the content at any point today, maybe you are so far, make sure to hit that like button. Fred's at the line right now. And I do a watch party like this for virtually every single Raptors game. And I do videos all throughout the week. This week, Monday through Sunday, there's going to be 7 straight days of content on this channel, including tonight's stream, plus 3 more and 3 videos throughout the week just on this channel. That is worth subscribing for if you like the Raptors. We also have more content coming out on Amateur Hour TV, Amateur Hour Bets, and also, of course, the post-game show on Amateur Hour Clips for every Raptors game if you miss it live over here. So if you want to see those channels, you can type them in, or you can just go to the Amateur Hour Sports main YouTube page, and it's under my featured channels. Also featured in is The Board, which is the channel where I do an NBA betting show every weekday at like 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. I go live over there for NBA betting content every weekday. If you want to check me out over there as well, that's with my job, my big boy job. Gary Trent mid-range no good. 9:32 on my clock as Bridges brings it forward and working on Siakam here. Finds Ayton inside. Doubles, but kicks out to Paul for 3, who doesn't hit. Rebound to Torrey Craig. Long rebound, tough to deal with. And my moderator and the editor of the Clips channel, Adam, if there's a video posted there, it's him. Barnes with the steal, but go sub now to the Amateur Clips channel, as Barnes, after the steal, turns it over briefly, but Bridges throws it off the back of the backboard, and it's away. Go sub to the Clips channel. We do a post-game show on this stream. Every time we do a stream here, we do a post-game show. If you ever missed a post-game show, you want to catch it later, we upload it to, or Adam uploads it to Amateur Clips for viewing as well. You can just watch it back as well the next day. What's good about those post-game shows, that's just like an immediate reaction, so all the emotion is still there, whereas the next day I'm more reserved on my emotions. Anyway, Fred inside to Achiuwa. Nice feed by Fred, and an equally good finish by Achiuwa there. Yeah, not a high-scoring game. 4-4. We are 8:47 to go in the first quarter. Torrey Craig off the screen is met by Achiuwa. Now DeAndre Ayton down low with the right, and he gets the hook to go once again. That's just the shot he wasn't making a month ago, but he's making today. And in the offseason, yeah, tons more content as well, which is probably oh my God, the wider array of content as Phoenix get the N1 there. But lots of great content all year round on that channel, as Adam mentioned. And one drops there for Mikal Bridges, who will head to the line. Raptors are in their 4th of 7 games of the away trip. First 3 have surprisingly been winning. 2-1 to start the road trip. We were like over a month ago, we were talking about the road trip to end off January. And here we are, Raptors mitigating the storm pretty well so far. We'll see how that all continues. And if it can continue tonight. So far, not so good, as Raptors are down 5 with 8:17 to go. VanVleet for 2. Wanted the foul call. He won't get it, and the shot doesn't drop. Here come the Suns the other way with Craig. Feeding it to Chris Paul. Paul out to Craig for 3. Hand was up by Siakam, and it was a good contest. Raptors get the rebound and fly the other way down the court. Barnes backing down Cam Johnson. Take him on. Oh, it's picked off. Cam Johnson with the steal. Picks his pocket there. A lot of turnovers by the Raptors. 4 turnovers in the first 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Ayton at the rim, and he misses. It may have been Fred who actually got a piece of that. Does Fred VanVleet get a block there? If it's the Memphis Grizzlies scoring staff, then Fred is getting that block. I'm not sure if he touched it, though. At the very least, he deterred it. But it'd be pretty hilarious if he did block DeAndre Ayton. All right, middle of the night here. I'll catch highs in the morning. Love this pregame chat. See you next video. Appreciate that, Banjo. Thank you for coming through. And appreciate you supporting the content despite the late night hour. Siakam in transition is fouled, and he's going to head to the free throw line here. I'm hoping for a good Precious Achiuwa game. I am supportive of the fact that if you make a trade, you can at least start Achiuwa every game. I'd kind of like to see that happen. Just crush that bio steal. I worked out just before the stream. If you want to know why I'm pounding water. I'm a big water drinker. Some people struggle to drink water. I maybe drink too much of anything. I go through like at least 6 of these a day. These bottles at minimum. I probably have gone through. How many have I gone through? I definitely had like one this morning. 2. That's 4, 5 while I worked out. 6 while I worked out. This might be like my 8th bottle of the day. Anyways, nobody cares about that. Gary Trent for 2 and gets to bounce. Hasn't been a great start by the Raptors. 6:57 to go, but only down by 3. Could be a lot worse. I guess testament to the defense having been good so far. Turnovers have been the worst part so far. Barnes has 3 specifically, but that'll clean up. Bridges in the corner, contested by VanVleet, but Bridges got it off in time, gets it in, and Phoenix up by 6 now. I may have to piss at some point. I usually am good about it. I usually go like once or twice a stream, and it's always in between quarters that I wait for. But no, when I'm like actually thirsty, I don't drink too much. Like, it's not like I'm drinking too much. Like I get thirsty very easily. I require a lot of liquid to stay hydrated, is what I'm saying. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe it'll catch up to me by like the third quarter or halftime, whatever it may be. Anyways, start this game. Raptors have looked okay. It's just the turnovers that have been costing us very dearly here. Errant passes, pockets getting picked and whatnot. But so far, it's been okay. Yeah, what trophy is Fred raising? He goes to the Clippers. Fred on the Clippers would be a very interesting. I think he'd do really well there. Where he'd have so much more space to shoot. I think he'd do really well. I think there's a lot of places. Fred's just not I'm not trying to gas. Fred's just a good player. I can see him fitting in a lot of places that need a point guard. You know what I mean. We are 1 like away from 50 in the first quarter. We have 6 minutes to do it. If you have enjoyed the content, I really hope we get one more by the end of first. But despite that, we still want to get to 100 as we like to do on every stream. So if you have been enjoying the content, please make sure you've smashed the like button. If you want to see a watch party like this for every Raptors game and also videos on the almost all the off days, then make sure you are subbed to Amateur Sports as well. Trade season is almost here. To keep up to date with the insight and all the news going on, the reports, please make sure you're subscribed to Amateur Sports. And what I've been doing recently as well, I don't know if this counts as content, but on top of the videos, I've been always putting like 1 minute clips of the videos as shorts in the channel. They've been doing really well. But the problem is all the videos are 10 minutes long, so all my points are contextualized. So like the OG thing, I can preface by saying these are just reports that are coming out about OG. We have no idea what the player is actually saying, but this is what has been said. Then I start the clip and it's me saying stuff, and then it ends the clip. But when people on TikTok, Instagram get pissed off at me, like it's just I don't care. But they get pissed off because like it's all speculation. Like we don't know anything. I'm like, and I don't care enough to reply to these people who just get mad at me. But it's just like, I mean, I kind of understand it because I don't preface it, but that's just kind of the nature of that content. So it is what it is. That's a little personal dilemma that I have. Just grabbing names, Jane. My mom's got, well, what's going on, Jane? Thank you for tuning in. I'm not a Suns fan, but you're feel free to hang out as Fred drops the 3-pointer on Chris Paul's head top as well. And there we go. Thank you for joining Jane. And Fred VanVleet celebrates with a triple. Shorts are a waste of time. Well, they're not a waste of everybody's time. Maybe to you, I apologize, you don't want to see them. But you don't have to go to the shorts page. I don't watch YouTube shorts, so I wouldn't care about them either. But there's people out there who use YouTube for shorts content, so it's a great way to promote it to a completely new set of audience there. And they've been doing well, so I'm gonna continue. I gotta keep doing them. This road trip might determine what the Raptors do deadline. respectfully, I feel like the grass might be green. So, yes, I wholeheartedly agree. This road trip is the defining factor of the season. Forward pass to, is that Ishmael Wainwright scoring against the Raptors? Was briefly under contract with the team, as I'm sure many of you know, if not all of you. So shorts on a separate channel. That wouldn't do anything. That wouldn't help me in any way. So not going to do that. Listen, you don't have to watch them. Like, they just show up in the shorts feed. Just don't go to the shorts page and you'll be fine. You won't see them. Lobbed up top to DeAndre Ayton. Oh, I'm going to keep going. I mean, one person telling me they don't like it isn't going to stop me. I mean, a lot of people tell me they don't like it. Like, I know it's going to help with the channel in the long run. And the short term. Who am I kidding? More eyes on more pieces of content. It's not a bad thing. Nice rebound there by Achiuwa on the offensive end. Tries to get it to Siakam, but it's ripped away by Wainwright. But it will be a jump ball here. Nice job by Achiuwa on the glass. Hopefully, Sam can win this jump and we can get a brand new possession here. I think a lot of people keep Trent over VanVleet. There's a business side of it that we don't see, though. Who are you more likely to re-sign? What if you trade VanVleet, keep Trent, and Trent leaves at the end of the season? They still come up with the subscribe stuff. Listen, Digger Ocean, like, feel free to unsubscribe, bro. I'm sorry. Like, if you genuinely just hate it that much, like, I won't lose any sleep, man. Paul M. So I don't want to try that one. I don't want to disrespect you, but Paul in chat says he subscribed for the short. Well, that is fantastic to hear. Physical evidence here that somebody saw one of the shorts and chose to subscribe. So I appreciate that. Digger, that's funny. You have to be subscribed to message in chat. If you're not subscribed, you can't message. So you just exposed yourself. See, I pulled a sneaky one on you. VanVleet in mid-range puts it down 18-15. That's pretty crazy. I love when people do that because I know you have to be subscribed to message. Paul passes the screen, switches on to Achiuwa. They're looking for Ayton down low. They find him, and he gets fouled. He's going up. DeAndre Ayton's been a problem tonight. I thought we'd mitigate that a little bit better. I wonder if we'll see some Coloco minutes tonight as a result. He's back with the team. He's in with the 905. The 905 has some time off here. Ayton first free throw is good. Anyways, as far as shorts go, they've been performing like a lot better than expected. So I'm going to keep doing them. It's also a great way to get the channel on some new sets of eyes. So listen, if you're subscribed, you get notified when videos go up, but now you're getting notified when shorts go up. I apologize. I'm sure there's a way to curate what you get notified for on the channel. Like, I am very confident you can choose whether or not you get notified for shorts. If you can't, then I just apologize. But in terms of the visibility for the channel, that's just a part of YouTube that I have to take advantage of at this point from a business standpoint. So again, if you don't like it, I apologize, but hopefully you understand it from my perspective that is something that needs to be done. So there we are. Fake Clowns has subscribed. That username does not instill a lot of confidence into a message I'm going to receive in 60 seconds. Chris Boucher for 3. Cans it. Makes it a 2-point game. If you guys don't know, you have to be sub for 60 seconds to put stuff in chat. So I'm a little nervous about something with Fake Clown subscribing because I feel like that is an account dedicated to shit talking. We'll see. Maybe we're proven wrong. Maybe it's just a random username. Gary Trent, other end, responds to the Sarge layup, and he's fouled as well. Gary Trent gonna head to the line here to add in the old-fashioned 3-point play. Still works. I think the shorts are easy enough to gloss over or whatever if not interested. I agree. So appreciate that. I think it's just somebody who was Just trying to get under my skin there. Maybe it worked. What would be the most realistic package for OG? I think like 3 first, like not good first, 3 first, like late first, or like protected first. Gary hits the free throw. 3 protected first and filler, or like 2 solid first and maybe like a young player as Bridges hits a 3. I think I think teams understand OG could be the final piece to their puzzle that makes them like the full-blown championship threat. So I think there is value there. Team-friendly contract, age. There's a lot to like about OG for your franchise. Siakam moving forward now on Bridges. And another turnover by Toronto. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. Hey, amateur, just want to pop and say I love the content. Been watching for over 2 years now. Fire, bro. Bridges for 3. God damn it. Thank you so much, Fire, bro, for supporting the channel. I'm glad you're a longtime viewer and you chose to stick around, stick with the channel, stick with the brand. I appreciate that. 2 years ago, channel was at like... Man, how many subs are we at then? Probably like 2,000-3,000. So that's amazing. Appreciate you sticking through all this time. I think we got like 5,000 in 2022. I think it started the year at 8. So hopefully another 5 or 6 here. Biombo in the corner to Wainwright. 2 former Raptors combining. Biombo in the post now. Can't finish over Boucher. Okay, wow, incredible. I remember those days. Still fun days. It's always been fun. Yeah, Cleveland with OG. Imagine fucking Memphis with OG as well. Like, those 2 teams are like a small forward away from perfection. Nice rebound on the offensive glass by Boucher. Gary Trent for 3, and he makes no mistake. Big shot to keep the Raptors involved in this game. So, it's 1:28 to go. It's been a solid performance other than the turnovers. I can live with, like... mistakes, like whatever. I can live with them. The performance individually from a lot of individuals has been fine so far. Bridges side to backboard and away. Nice help defense by Boucher. Here comes Fred. Transition 3. Just doesn't go there. Saric full court pass. Fred is coming back. Biombo's there. Let's get the help. Yep. Nice recovery by Siakam. Inside for Biombo. Why did Siakam switch off? Okay, it worked out. I think that's Thad coming through on the help defense and getting the steal there. Thaddeus Young, maybe a player who could get a bit more time, but his defense has been an issue recently. We'll see, but not there. Siakam mid-range. Oh, just gets cooking. Steps back in mid-range and splashes over Bismack. Yeah, that's the thing. OG from a like human standpoint, all these Memphis guys taunting players and going crazy, as Thad gets another steal. Meanwhile, OG's just like blank face. Mom, can I go home now? Shot clock, game clock separated by about 7.5. VanVleet driving inside, and he's stuffed by Bridges. Boucher on the putback is fouled. So nice recovery by the Raptors. 5-0 run here, and if Boucher can hit both free throws, he will tie up the game. It looked like a game that could have gotten out of hand at 28-21, but here we are back in it. Timeout's been called. Who called that timeout? There's 15 seconds to go in the quarter. And okay, somebody call it. OG's way too injured. Well, this season it hasn't been the case. This season he's played more games than he did in the previous 2 seasons. 2 seasons ago it was the tank season, so he missed a lot of time because of rest. But last season he played 48 games. Yeah, that's like not... That could be wrong. And sure, there are injuries there. This season looks like he's going to play a lot more. I don't think it's as crazy as it's kind of made out to be. What I would say is his injuries aren't enough to make that a factor of me trading him. There's injury risk there. I agree. It's an injury prone player, but it's not something that I would value heavily into my discussion about his value in trades, whether receiving, if I'm another team, maybe that's biased, or trading him. I don't think that that impacts the value with any significance. It was the Suns calling. Get those TV ads in. Adam Silver said there hasn't been enough stoppages. Get those commercials in. I would be convinced that is the reason why. I'd be convinced that that is the reason why they start games late. So you tune in at 9 and you get like a bit more ad space, I guess, before the game actually begins. That would make sense to me. Knicks picks are all lottery protected, I'm pretty sure. At least one. Oh, the Knicks have garbage picks. OKC is an interesting one. Indiana's an interesting one. New York an interesting one. We'll see what happens. There's not a lot that would shock me at this point. If I'm Raps, I'm keeping the tram, but at the deadline day, if I am blown away, I'm keeping the team. If I'm blown away the offer, then I would accept. I would tank, but run it back. Makes no sense to trade these guys. So, some guys, I'm with you. I wouldn't force a trade, but if you get a good offer, then that's something you can look at for sure. Do they package Boucher in a trade package? It's okay. I think if that's what's stopping you, if that's the difference between making a trade or not, because he's $12 million, then I support it. We're already thin enough that I don't think you really need to do that. But if that's the sticking point, then I'd like to do that. Another guy of interest is Kem Birch on $6 million. That could be trade, salary dump sort of thing. Boucher as well on that 12 million, maybe both in certain cases as well. Okay, Boucher at the line hits the first and hits the second. So the Raptors' 7-0 run late in the quarter has got it tied up at 28. Suns looking to make something happen to end the quarter. They call a timeout, so they must want to change something up here because they needed 15 seconds to run this. It's a Chris Paul isolation 3. I sound like a dumbass because it goes, but Chris Paul, deep 3 over Chris Boucher at the buzzer is a shot I can live with. It just drops. All right. Suns up 31-28 here. OG for a center. At this point, because you've got so many forwards now, sure. Again, I'm open to trading pretty much everybody other than Barnes if you get the right deal. I don't really want to trade Siakam, but, man, if you get the mother load, then you could focus on your building around Barnes. Is that such a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing. A lot of directions you can go. Okay, let's talk about what we've seen from the game so far from a box score perspective. Going to the Raptors side of things. So turnovers have been the name of the game. Raptors have committed 6 of them. They're the best in the league at not committing turnovers. Barnes has 3. Siakam's got 2. VanVleet's got 1. Team in general has got to do a better job protecting the ball. Specifically, I guess, those players. Suns good defenders. A lot of them have been pocket picks, just with the ball in their hands, not really an errant pass or anything like that. But I'm sure we can clean that up. Siakam, other than that, is 2 for 4 with 6 points. No rebounds, no assists so far, though, rather strangely for him. Achiuwa coming off that career night against Portland. A little bit more reserved here. 2 points, only that one make early on in the game. That was that hook shot. But he's got 4 assists. Hopefully some bigger impacts as we continue on in the game. Scotty Barnes, no points as well. A lot of game to go. First quarter doesn't usually give us a great indication of a guy's stat line. Fred here is 2 for 7, so not very efficient. But he's got 7 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 rebound. Certain parts of the game he's affecting. Again, it's really too early to suggest what is going to happen with this game. Gary Trent, probably the best performer of the night. He's 3 for 5 with 8 points. Let's hope that can maintain its pace as we go forward. On the bench, I think Koloko may have a role today against Ayton. That's certainly some minutes I'd like to see. There's no threat of Ayton on the perimeter, so it's just if they hunt that on switches, would they have been hunting switches for Ayton already? Still, you can't be afraid to play. Koloko's good enough. I don't think you need to be afraid to play. They're just going to hunt switches. That's something you're going to have to deal with at some point in his career if he's getting consistent time. But Boucher, Thaddeus Young got minutes. That has looked okay. He's got 1 steal. I'm pretty sure he's had 2, but they only have been credited for 1, strangely. Other than that, with OG out, the bench is going to be even more thin. I want to play Koloko, but other than that, Wancho doesn't instill a lot of confidence. Nobody else, I think, is begging to get on the court in terms of the way they've played this season. It's just a difficult spot with the Raptors bench. Once again, it just isn't good enough. Wancho is in now, and that is it for a new bench. And there's an offensive foul called somewhere. I believe it's called on Siakam, which would be his 3rd turnover. That's That's pretty soft. Anyways, back in it here. Juancho with a steal there. Errant pass. Is that Washington? And shot goes up there, and it's blocked, but it's goaltending. It was Okogie. So Siakam, they won't count the bucket now. Siakam's going to head to the free throw line for 2. Booker's not back. I'm sorry he's in the thumbnail. That's completely on me. We had a whole thing about it. OG makes $18 million a year, if anybody's confused there. I didn't see the whole conversation, but OG's making 18 a year, which is, you'd have to, like, off the top of my head, I can't think of a better non-rookie contract in the NBA. Like, there might be, but like there's very few better than that in the NBA. The Raptors, this season's like, he has one more season on his contract. This season, the roster, like, quite frankly, sucks. So I think it's unfair to fire him based on this season. So I'd say, like, look for improvements next season. If there are no improvements or a lack of them, then I think a conversation about his job security will arise itself. But based on this season, the roster sucks. There's still no bench. There's no rim protector. Not enough shooters. Like, we know fundamentally what's wrong with the roster. It would be very harsh to fire him based on this season. So I would let his contract run its course and then decide what you want to do. But I think Nurse is an excellent coach. So I think that as Paul steps back and thinks, man, Chris Paul doesn't shoot like this. I think Nurse is a great coach, and if you give him the tools, he can make a real good product out there. But I'd be surprised if we don't make it. I'd be pretty upset. I'd be very upset if the Raptors didn't make any trades. Like, in recognition, as Siakam missed a 3, Barnes nearly gets a putback, but he's fouled. If the Raptors generally make no trades, like, you know, even with the recognition that maybe they didn't get the right offer, I would be very upset that they had all this time and could not find the right offer, because certainly some are going to be out there, especially if they actually got 3 firsts offered for OG. Like, I'd be very upset. I'm very out on this core as a whole. I think not enough depth, first of all, and too many guys who need the ball in offense. Not enough actual quality role players type of thing. I'd be upset if they had no action. I get you want to make moves off season, but there's so much at risk with Gary's contract, Fred's contract, that, like, I honestly think it would be an injustice to this franchise if you don't make any moves here. I understand, like, it could happen, but I'd still be upset. Okogie to Wainwright, deep 3. Man, Banks open late in Phoenix. Good fucking God. They're getting everything to drop right now. So Raptors down 5. Barnes for 3. I mean, Scotty, we have more time in the shot clock. We don't need that. We don't need that. Let's get him inside. Playing fine, though. Playing fine. I'm not terribly upset. I'm upset with the turnovers, but that's about it. Chris Paul flips it out to Okogie. Kicks that out of Wainwright. Corner 3 is no good. I mean, a lot of the points right now are coming off some crazy threes they're hitting, so I can live with that. Boucher forward. He's blocked by Wainwright. Siakam corrals the rebound and puts it in at the rim. Nice play by Siakam to follow that up and finish. Letting a guy walk for nothing would be a complete failure by the front office. That would be a problem. That would be a huge knock against the front office. An already thin team losing a valuable asset like Trent or VanVleet for nothing would be a disaster. Nothing short of a disaster. 39-34. Barnes to Boucher. Now Thaddeus Young up top. Thad, an extended run of play here. Unusual for him, but with OG out, it makes sense. Barnes in the corner for 3. Doesn't go. So these are the ones I like. Catch and shoot. Like we got to get him some reps shooting. I'm fine with that. And if it misses, it's whatever, right? It's the early ones off the dribble that I don't like. But that's he misses, but that's a good shot. Here come the Suns again in the corner now for Okogie. Steps in for 2, and that's some solid defense by the Raptors. Maybe Boucher didn't need to jump, but good recovery by Barnes. I'd still be more surprised than not if OG got traded. Okogie steps in again, some good closeouts, and as the Raptors nearly get the stop, they foul him. He didn't need to foul. Again, I'd be surprised if OG got moved. I still would. Oh, that's a Siakam foul too. Yeah, he's gonna have to come out there. That's late in the shot. There's just gotta be more discipline there. You're late in the shot clock. Okogie at the line misses the first free throw. VanVleet and Achiuwa coming back in. Trade Flynn. Flynn is just gonna be salary filler if he gets moved. And I still don't understand why we extended him. That still escapes me. But here we are. Koji at the line connects. And Barnes on the inbound starts carrying forward. Gives it to Boucher. Raptors calling for a play here. Boucher with the ball in his hands. They ran like floppy there, but Boucher had the ball in his hands. That was dumb. Barnes going forward and is fouled. That was a weird play. Boucher had the ball in his hands. They ran screens for Achiuwa, but Boucher couldn't keep the ball in his fucking hands. Appreciate it. We've already hit 50. In fact, we've already hit 60 likes. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, 150 people here. We can certainly get this stream up to 100 likes. When you like the stream, it is more likely to appear on somebody else's recommended page because YouTube sees, well, if this person likes the stream and this person has similar interests to person A, then person B may like this stream. So let's recommend it to them. So it makes a huge difference despite only taking you a second to drop a like. And I do watch party like this for every Raptors game and videos all week on top of that. If you want to see more content like this and you are a Raptors fan, maybe you're not a Raptors fan, get subscribed to Amateur Hour Sports. Help us on the road to 13,500 subscribers. We are like 55 away. Damian Lee drives in the paint and feeds Okogie. Back to Damian Lee. This guy can shoot. This one does not go, though, and the rebound is by Boucher. Gary Trent to Scotty Barnes. Barnes inside, backing down Saric. Nice take at the rim. More of that. We don't see enough of that. We don't see enough of him getting inside and getting his own shot like that. I want to see more. I want to see more Scotty reps. Bridges to Damian Lee. Same spot for three. Also no good, but it deflects out to Okogie. Like, you can't. Bounces happen. Don't let Okogie get the rebound. Well, that LeBron one was crazy the other day. Like, that was such a blemish. Oh, you're saying Bridges and one. You're saying it was soft on Siakam. And, yeah, I've always felt Siakam doesn't get the like, at the end of the day, there's a bias towards stars and fouls. There just is. I don't think that's disputable. Siakam has never really gotten that star player sort of whistle, frustratingly. Bridges the line, makes it a 7-point game. I believe that's the largest the lead has been so far tonight, equal to it. Playing with the mask, I've never experienced it. I feel like you kind of just get used to it. I don't know. Some players have their best games wearing a mask, like mask Kyrie or, Barnes inside. What a take again. LeBron James dropped his career high of like 56 in a mask. Sometimes it does something to a player. Damian Lee for three here. And this time he hits. I mean, you leave him open enough time, he's going to hit that. Pascal is that. I agree. Yeah, the defense, the closeouts. Gary Trent responds with a three of his own as we get a new subscriber here. Junior Dash Raf Martinez. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Army. Appreciate that. You just subscribe yourself to a Raptors watch party for every game. And also videos that analyze, break down everything Raptors related all throughout the week. Thank you again, Junior Raf Martinez. Best part when Patrick comes, that's a funny ass technical. Like that is a technical worth taking. You know what I mean? Because that's hilarious. Obviously, the ref is gonna tee him up for that. That's so stupid, but it was really funny. Like that's a tech. I'm sorry, that's a tech. There's some soft ass techs in the NBA handed out, but that's a tech. What's Fred's passing situation? It's looked okay to me. 4 assists, 2 turnovers. I mean, yeah, 2 turnovers could be better. I wouldn't go as far as say it's been brutal, but I guess room for improvement. Yeah, it was a very low scoring game to start. It's still, no, it's not. It's definitely picked up the pace. 6:10 to go, 48-43. Yeah. I mean, shots been falling. It just kind of, both teams took 5 minutes to get settled in, but shots have been dropping since then. Scotty Barnes, a couple of nice takes to the rim. But turnovers in general, like Fred's got the 2, but then Siakam's got 3. Barnes has 3. Just gotta clean that up. Raptors, when we beat Phoenix, I think that they had like 27 turnovers in that game. So yeah, it's a big area in which the Raptors can succeed, but so far not tonight. But shots have been dropping. Trent's playing really well. Siakam, when he's back on, he's been doing well. Let's hope for more. What's our bench saying though? Um, 5 points for Boucher off the bench. Man, the bench. I guess when you take Achiuwa off the already thin bench, it makes it a lot worse. New Knicks fan here for OG News. Algorithm probably got me here. Sharing love by someone like. Well, appreciate that, Mr. Martinez. Listen, the Knicks want to offer 3 picks and solid, maybe a decent player and salary filler. Let's make a deal. What I think of getting Cam Thomas. I like Cam Thomas. I'm not sure Nick Nurse would see him as a valuable asset to the team consistently. Just doesn't seem like a Nurse type of player. I think there's a spot somewhere for Cam Thomas, though. I don't know if this is the right fit here. OG, I mean, like, I want to keep OG, but if OG doesn't want to be here, then I'm comfortable to like get a good package for him. Sar's down low. He's fouled. That was a foul. Yeah. Masai and James Jones talk with I mean, look, these like high up guys, they're chatting. That doesn't mean something's going down, but used to hate Pat Bev. I mean, I still don't like him. Maybe I don't dislike him as I used to though. It's kind of 3 picks, Obi Toppin, Reddish, and Rose. Like I can live with that. I can live with that. It's not gonna the 3 picks aren't gonna be great, but that's 3 picks in the day. I think that's reasonable. Reddish is kind of like a nothing at this point, but I think Toppin has ability. I think it sucks that New York drafted him and have Randall in front of him. Randall's been outstanding this season. He should be an all-star in my opinion. So Obi Toppin gets no power forward minutes, and they can't play them together. They don't fit together. Getting Rose, that'd be a vibe. That'd be such a vibe for the tank. Achiuwa down low. He's blocked by Lee. More great defensive work by the Suns. I guess I don't hate Patrick Beverley as much as I used to. Looking like a over. It certainly seems that way despite the slow start. I don't know what I imagine the over under was something like 220, but it is on pace to go over that mark. You never know. Raptors could go on like a 5-minute cold run. So someone said OG is younger. Jeremy Grant. They are like not similar, like at all, in my opinion. I don't consider them similar in many ways. No. No. Aiden offensive rebound and misses. Gets another offensive rebound and scores, but it's waved off. There was a foul on the floor. It was against the Raptors, though, but at least it takes away the 2 there. I'm nervous. I'm putting Pascal back in. Yeah, I like that. Give him like 2 minutes there. You got to worry about it. You got to tell him, do not fucking foul a guy, bro. OG for Lonnie. Pat Bev. 1 unprotected first. A Lakers unprotected is interesting. I think that's too short of the asking price for OG. Like at the 27 first unprotected is a great pick, but I mean, OG's worth. I think if you want Gary Trent, if the Lakers want Gary Trent, then that 27 first is very, very interesting. Along with a guy like Lonnie Walker and other ways to fill the salary there. Maybe you can't get Lonnie, but that's a very enticing package. Not package, yeah. I think the Lakers are going to stink for a considerable amount of time once LeBron leaves. Achiuwa decides to pull for 3 at a rhythm. I don't want the hesitation. I want the clean motion going up there, which will come with age for him. Aiden, nice feed by Bridges, and the lead is up to 10 here. You can sense I'm not too frustrated because the season is what it is at this point. A lot of game to go, though. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Whole ass half of basketball remaining. Achiuwa gives it to Trent, who is defended closely by Lee. Barnes step back 3 off the mark. It was late in the shot clock. I recognize it's the Lakers, but they're all so bad from 2011, 2012 up until LeBron showed up. They are not a very well-run organization. They're just lucky they have the purple and gold, right? I don't know. I think they'll struggle for a few years after LeBron leaves. Fred right to the rim. Nice take and a nice finish there. Freddie gets the N1. I get what you're saying, though. At any instant, Lakers can get like a DeRozan or whoever and make themselves relevant again. But even if they do that, they don't have their picks. Who's going to supplement that star? Even if a star shows up, who's going to supplement that star? They don't have any good picks. They traded all their picks away. Depth-wise, they just got rid of a lot of their seconds as well, which can make up some of the numbers on occasion. I think they'll struggle. I think when LeBron leaves, you have to trade AD to recoup a lot of those draft assets and start clean. But there always is the threat of the free agency for a team like LA, though. You're right. Pascal back in. He'll probably finish the half. And I mean, Nurse has said it best. Usually you trust a guy not to pick up that foul. He knows he's on 3. You have to trust your player to not pick up that foul. Bridges, well defended by Trent here. Oh, he just sneaks by at the end. Going up, missing, and Aiden on the putback. I mean, Boucher did everything he could there. Raptors miss out. Where do you see them in the lottery pick? I don't know. It's a lottery. It could be anywhere. Which player? I don't know. It's too early to tell for that. I haven't done any real deep dives in the draft yet. We'll get there though, of course, as we usually do. Raptors down 9. Trent layup is off. Achiuwa with the offensive rebound and the putback. Well done by Achiuwa there, doing his job. I'm not going to repeat what 905 Yada said because I don't want to provide my commentator curse. Yeah, a player like Aiden is certainly somebody that I would like to have here. Don't think we can get as good as him, but somebody in that realm. Somebody who's tall and strong, I guess. VanVleet bails out and kicks it to Trent for 3. Off the mark there. Achiuwa with a big rebound and is fouled by Aiden. Great job again by Achiuwa on the glass. And to celebrate, Michael Borland has joined the Amateur Hour Army by subscribing. Thank you so much for that. You just subscribe yourself to a watch party like this for virtually every single Raptors game, and also videos all throughout the week. On top of that, if you like the Raptors, you'll love Amateur Hour Sports. So thank you to Michael Borland in the chat. Offense hasn't looked phenomenal tonight. It's been working from a point perspective. It's not really pleasing from a schematic standpoint watching this one, though. Number 1 pick is the biggest prize. Number 2 ain't bad, man. Like, you won't see me complaining if we get the number 2 pick and get Scoot Henderson. That's a dream. That is a dream. Like the thought of having another lottery pick to pair long-term with Scotty Barnes is extremely, extremely intriguing for this team. What is the percentage of Fred getting traded? I'd say... let me try to quantify it. I would probably put it... Yeah, I think a little bit over 31% makes sense. I still find it unlikely, but I think there's a good percentage, like a solid percent there that he moves. Hindsight, do you think the front office regrets not trading Lowry to Philly? Oh, for sure. It's easy to say things like that in hindsight. At the time, we really had no idea Tyrese Maxey would take on this sort of level as a player. What a chance that would have been for the Raptors to take. But at the time, I think Raptors fans were pretty content to like have a high asking price on Kyle Lowry. And I think at the time as well, Philly fans felt like they should have offered a bit more. But it's easy to look at things in hindsight and say that. I try to take things from the perspective of the information we had at the time, and I think it was right at the time to not take it. In hindsight, though, man, that would have been awesome if we got that done. We can't. What is it? The past is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today's a gift. That's why they call it the present. Raptors don't make moves for deadline. Something's wrong. Yes, agreed. What was Lowry to Philly? It was a package centered around Tyrese Maxey, among other things. It was a mistake. This is 2 years ago now. Trading for better than probably losing for nothing. But there has to be some sort of confidence from the front office they can get him back, type of thing. There has to be some confidence that they can get him back. I think Fred's brand in particular is a lot better because he's a Toronto Raptors player. Like Fred in Orlando, I think he loses a lot of his brand power, which is probably a part of his life. And I'm not saying that's huge, but I also feel like he likes the city. And I think players who have rings have a lot more freedom with their decisions in free agency because it doesn't need to be, obviously every player wants to win, but I don't think it's as significant being on a contending team out of free agency because, you've got your ring. You can focus on your financial aspects a bit more. Now, that might be worse for the Raptors, but there's probably a lot we don't know about that. I don't think we'll lose Fred for nothing. Gary is a player I'd worry about that. Achiuwa, another layup. Achiuwa's on fire right now. I don't think we'd lose Fred for nothing, is what I'm saying. But if you seriously don't want to pay him the money, we don't. I'm sorry to say, guys. Bridges to there. Miles Turner just got $30 million a year. Miles Turner, he's a different player, but from a talent perspective, Miles Turner is not Fred VanVleet. So we are seeing the market kind of take shape here. A lot of it is based on the salary cap going up. If Miles Turner's making 30, Fred's getting 30. I don't think that's disputable. Fred's getting 30. We're seeing the market take shape. That's what he's gonna get. Siakam, nice spin to the rim, puts it past Torrey Craig. What a play by Pascal. But if you seriously don't want to pay, I understand. I'm completely open to trading him, but I don't think it should be a case of take what you can get. Because I think Turner looks like a lot now, 30. I don't think people are making enough of a deal about how much money that is for Turner. But the salary cap will go up and make that look nowhere near as bad. I am firmly believing that. And Chris Paul, another 3. He is fucking raining down 3-pointers tonight. W. Barriers, USC and Fred. Take a look at Fred over the last 5 weeks. He's like pretty firmly back to his best. Turner's having a great year, but like Fred also is having a really great extended run. Another turnover there by Siakam. He's had a lot of trouble with the ball today. I wouldn't say he's definitely better than Fred. The bad stretch Fred has had to start, that's firmly over. And it's been over for over a month. There's a team. If the Raptors don't give him 30, somebody else comfortably will. Like, very confident in that at this point. If the Raptors don't give him 30, another team will. Like it's not like that's not what he's worth. It is what he's worth. That being said, again, as Paul buzzer beater 3 is off the mark. That being said, you still may feel like I would also say at this point, like that's not I don't like the fit for this guy I'm not sold on Fred's fit long term with this team. So I don't want to be the one to lock him into that contract because I feel like long term we can find a better fit in the point guard position that's not $30 million. I think he's worth $30 million as a player, but from a fit for our team, I don't know if being the one to give him that contract is the right move for our team long term. With that in mind, I'd kind of like to trade him by the deadline. But also, I don't want to have to force that trade to happen. I want to make sure I get a good deal. I'm not like forcing that trade. If I get a good deal, I think it is within the best interest of Raptors to move him by the deadline. The Clippers come knocking with some young players, some picks. That's something I think is worth taking to not have to be the one to lock into that contract. That is like something that makes sense. I don't think it's fair to say he's not worth that money. He may not be worth it to us, but from a league standpoint, I believe he is worth that much money. If you catch my drift over there. Pelicans as well, an interesting place for VanVleet. There's a lot I like that the Pelicans have. I'd love to try to orchestrate a deal there. Thoughts on moving from Nick Nurse this season? I said it earlier. I can't critically evaluate Nick Nurse to the point where I'd fire him with the roster so broken. Like the roster is missing so much. I think it's unfair to fire Nurse based off this. Also, his contract expires at the end of next season. So I think like you have to. I think you minimum give him the full contract. Let the contract play out and decide. I think he's a great coach. He'll find a job no problem if the Raptors let him go. You could ask if maybe the fit's not right for this team. That's fine. But I think it's unfair. You're giving him a team with no bench, not enough shooters, no rim protector, and asking him to create an amazing on-court product. Now, I think with the pieces he still has not done well enough, but I think it's unfair to fire him. It would be unfair to fire him and evaluate him as such with the roster that he currently has. I'm firmly in that opinion. But, with a year and a half in his contract, I think you play that out. If there's no improvement next season, then I think, conversation definitely needs to be had about his future as our head coach. Turn aside, if everything is going to happen, where would you want him to go? Legit chance to ring. I don't care about that. Like, I don't care about that. Like, it's nice for the guy, but I just don't care. It's about the return we get, for real. You can get Herb Jones. A man can dream. A man can dream. I don't think so. I love Herb Jones. Achiuwa's looking great, though. I think like another reason for a trade here is you get Achiuwa starting for the rest of the season, which is really, really intriguing. If you can get Dyson Daniels from the Pelicans some way, that is mastery, a master of work from the front office. Clippers can be an option. They have some interesting stuff. Like you could make something work there. Dyson Daniels plays for the Pelicans. He was the 8th pick in the recent draft. Okay, fun conversations. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go piss, and then we're gonna go through the box score from we saw in the first half. I gotta say, it's not the prettiest of box scores from many players here, and we'll talk about what went wrong first half, what went right. Ultimately, look, we're keeping competitive against the Suns. Competitive losses are not the worst thing. We know that at this point. But I'll be right back, guys. Give me a minute, and we'll get on with the halftime segment of the stream. While I'm gone, drop a like, support the stream, and consider subscribing. All right. Thank you so much for waiting. Appreciate that. They gave up Trey or Dyson, both on rookie contracts. There was a trade that made it work. I forget who it was. There's something there that makes it work. New Orleans, Pelicans contracts. Because they're cheap. Yeah, you do have to get some salary for there. I recall there being a way you could get Daniels, Murphy, and something else. Jackson Hayes makes about 7. That's an interesting one. That does make it work. Jackson Hayes at 7. Like Garrett Temple makes $5 million. It's possible. It's possible to get that to work. Larry Nance is there. I don't think they get rid of him. Devontae Graham as well. You know what? Devontae Graham is a guy. Devontae Graham makes $12 million, and Colin Boxberg puts it there. Devontae Graham makes 12. That's an ugly one to take on because you got to pay him 12, 11.5, then 12, and then there is there's a non-guaranteed in 24-25 worth $12.6 million. But that'd be a tough one to swallow for next season. But I mean, that's not like for a team that really needs a backup point guard like we do. That's not horrible to have like as a spark plug off your bench. He's just so inefficient. That's the thing. He's just so inefficient. Like you guys don't like Fred. God, if you don't like Fred, you're gonna fucking hate Devontae Graham, type of thing. But I mean, you just have him as a shooter. To be honest, it's not a horrible player to have coming off your bench. Is what I'm saying. It's certainly not good though. Anyways, listen, Michael, the Orlando link to Fred is so confusing to me as well. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'd be confused if Orlando wanted him. Anyways, he wouldn't stay. Like, why would he stay beyond this season? Anyways, let's go to the box score from what we saw in the first half. So Siakam, despite the fact that he did struggle with fouls there, he's on 3 already, did manage to get 12 points. He did play 19 minutes as well. So Still got his regular minutes, I suppose. He shot 4 for 7, 1 rebound and 0 assists, which is weird for him. Low, and 3 turnovers, which is very much not good for him. Achiuwa came along later on in that second quarter, and he's having himself a game again. There is part of the draw of making a trade is that you get to start Achiuwa for the rest of the season, which is, I think, a draw, like a big draw. I think this is a starting player in the future for the Raptors. I've been on the Achiuwa train for a long time, the hype train. I am still on it, and he's playing well again today. 7 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Good stuff there. Scotty Barnes. I want more. Like, there was 2 really good plays in a row in that first quarter where he got to the rim well and finished, but not enough. I guess there's been some turnovers where he's backing down and he gets his pocket picked. But 3 threes, I can live without Scotty Barnes shooting 2 of those. There's that one catch and shoot from the corner, which I like. I want catch and shoots, but there was a couple. You know what? One was late in the shot clock as well. There was one I can live without. And in particular, I know he's minus 12. Whatever. I want more of him creating in the post if we can, or at least maybe even in the high post sort of role. But I want a bit more from him. 8 points though. Fred VanVleet, not been his most efficient game. That can change quickly. Like if he hits his next one, then he's 4 for 10, which is like pretty much his average. But 5 assists, he cleaned up. He had 2 turnovers early. He cleaned that up. He's got 5 assists now, two rebounds, 10 points. It's looking like another solid Fred VanVleet game in like just what's been weeks of him playing well. It's no longer is he back? He is back. We can expect good things from Fred VanVleet now. And Gary Trent once again delivering 11 points. He's 4 for 8, 2 for 4 from 3. I want to keep this guy straight up. Bench is not providing much. Your already thin bench lost one of its key players in Precious Achiuwa because he's now starting with OG out. Boucher's got 5 points. Thad, though looking okay, doesn't score. Juancho doesn't score. Koloko barely gets any time over there. Let's go to the team stats for the first time tonight. Phoenix is shooting the ball really well. Raptors looking a tad disoriented as they're swinging the ball around the perimeter. A lot of shooters. They are doing a good job of picking us apart. And when they don't pick us apart on the outside, they're finding really good passes inside for DeAndre Ayton, who I imagine is having quite the game. He's got 12. Has anybody else not realized that Mikal Bridges is eating our dinner right now? This guy's got 20. Did that fly under the radar for anybody else? I knew he was playing well. I would have guessed he was on like 13 to 15 points. He's on 23 here. I was not expecting that. Wow. Chris Paul hit 3 threes there. He's 3 for 5 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. He's hitting some horseshit fucking shot. But Bridges is killing us. Our shooting is 46 and 31. That's like just not even that far off the averages for this Raptors team, quite honestly. So hopefully that finds a way to get a little bit up at least. Free throw percentage, I like that. 15 for 16. I like the rebounding. Turnovers are killing us. That's really it. We're playing okay. Turnovers are killing us. 11 turnovers of their 6. We got to do a better job of maintaining the ball. Like that is one thing we have this year with this team. We have the ability to retain possession and force turnovers. The Suns been doing a great job after what was 1 month ago, I think to the day, where the Suns had like 27 turnovers against the Raptors. So that is certainly an area in which the Raptors need to clean things up. And you got to figure out how to stop fucking Mikal Bridges. I think that's probably frustratingly, that's probably OG's matchup. But like, he's not here. You got to figure that out in his absence, type of thing. So let's try and make sure that happens. Yeah, let's make sure that happens here. Yeah. Fred and Trent. I don't want Ben Simmons. He gets paid too much to do what he does. The thing about Ben is I think it's funny to clown on him. Like, this guy just does not like shooting the basketball. He's scared. He's so bad at free throws that he's genuinely scared to get fouled. But also, like I don't. I've gotten softer over the years for sure. I think it's good character development that I think about these things. But like I genuinely feel like there is a mental health issue there. That is a man who's completely lost his confidence. He has completely lost his confidence. It's sad to see. It is sad to see. Like he is so scared of getting fouled because he just does not want to shoot free throws. So I feel for him from that mental perspective, but also he's getting paid a fuck ton of money. Like you gotta be better as an athlete. You're getting paid for this. You're getting paid this much money. Like we need you to step. Like I'm speaking from like a net perspective. You get paid this money. You need to do more. You need to deliver more. It's hard to find that sort of balance from an individual, from a person to the athlete. You know, a lot of time we have to separate that because mental health and the player well-being is so important. But also we can't ignore the fact that you are getting paid all of this money to deliver. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to score the fucking basketball as well, type of thing. So it's a weird balance. What I'm trying to say. I don't know the best way to handle it. He plays like me. He actually plays like me. He doesn't shoot. He'll hit his open layups. He'll pass the ball. He'll rebound well. But I lied. He's not as tenacious as me when I play ball. He's different like that. He ain't got that tenacity that I do in the fucking low post on defense. All right, back in it for the second half. Raptors start off with a 3, and the Suns start off with a turnover. Here we go. Soon the OG would be guarding him. Wakama, Norma. Well, that would certainly be a shame. All attention in the world to be great, but it's on himself. Yeah, you're right. It is. I tipped this guy when I started the podcast, Amateur Sports. I tipped this guy I would be an MVP candidate one day. He had the ability to do so. Fred, high up the glass, gets it to go. He's shooting 4 for 10 now after that one. He makes millions to barely play. Respect the finesse. You know what? He didn't play it all last season when he probably could have. I guess that's part of it. Cam Johnson, corner 3, no good. Got a rebound. There we go. Achiuwa is the one who wins it. VanVleet inside, fighting past Bridges, laying in again. What a take. Fred VanVleet taking over the quarter to start here. And the Raptors' quick 8-0 run, or 7-0 run, has us down 2. All right, good stuff. I've been waiting for the Fred floater. I think this is Fred. Like he's been great recently. I don't think there's another level to his game. Gary Trent for 3, and the Raptors start the third with a 10-0 run. Who said this team struggles in third quarters? 10-0 run to start the quarter. Raptors lead by 1. Grogan, you got a gifted membership earlier on the stream. Congratulations. Hot start. And Gary Trent, Fred VanVleet get out in a hurry to start this quarter. Fred VanVleet with a couple of layups, taking it right to the rack. Siakam with a 3. Gary Trent with a 3. Here we go, man. It was either 905 Yada or Jay Conda with the gifted memberships earlier. And shout out the super chats as well. Jay Conda and Asher Ali gave out some super chats earlier on today. Want to remind you guys, if you've been enjoying the content, smash that like button. Want to remind you guys, if you want to see a watch party like this for the Raptors game and videos talk about this team, then please make sure you are subscribed to Amateur Sports. Somebody asked a while ago about my my plans. Ooh, I hope we didn't freeze here. Oh, I hope we did not freeze here. Oh, no, just Google froze. Hopefully we didn't freeze here. We're good? Okay. Sorry. My Google Chrome froze, so I was hoping it wasn't me as well. What was I talking about? Oh, somebody was asking about if I'd be doing trade deadline coverage. Unfortunately, it's at 3 p.m. on a Thursday, so I'm going to be working. But I am hopefully going to get clearance to stream for the trade deadline, but for my work. So I won't be doing it as Raptors specific. It'll be NBA in general, but I'm hoping to be able to do trade deadline coverage. It would just be on a different YouTube channel. It wouldn't be one of mine, but it would be somewhere else. So if you cared about me doing trade deadline coverage, I'm hoping that I'm able to do that. What did you miss? Well, 2 minutes ago at halftime, the Raptors were down by 9. They currently are up by 1. So good start. You could say it's a good start to the second half with that one. Is Aiden playing tonight? Aiden is currently playing, yes. Yeah, trade deadline. They leave digest in the building. Trade deadline coverage. Hopefully, we can also do like NHL coverage as well, of course. But every year we usually do some trade deadline coverage on this channel. Won't be able to do that this. But I remember 2 years ago. 2 years ago was crazy because Terrence Davis and Matt Thomas got traded for second round picks right before the deadline. We're like, oh man, a big trade is coming for Kyle Lowry. This is freeing up the roster spots. And then nothing happened. And we were like, what the fuck? Another make there. Achiuwa inside. And it's a 12-0 run to start off the second half. Holy shit, man. 65-62. Those second round picks, well, I'm still not complete. I'm out on David Johnson. I'm not out on Delano Banton. Mikal Bridges for 2, and Bridges' good game continues. He's up to 25 points in this one. Holy fucking shit, Mikal. Siakam's been fine. He's had foul trouble, but he's got 15 points already. He's on pace for like 27, 28. I'm not completely out on Banton. I don't hold out tons of hope, though. Siakam for 2. I think for a 46 overall pick, Banton was a good selection. Like, you're not getting much out of a 46 overall pick, typically. David Johnson was a straight miss. Torrey Craig fades away for 2, and he restores the Phoenix lead here. Wieskamp, I mean, once trades happen, there's roster spots available, he could still come back. He could still come back. They'll keep tabs on him. Like they did it with DJ Wilson for a long time. They just brought him back after an extended run away from the team. Gary Trent in the paint. Peel out Siakam. Gary fighting inside. Wow, Gary Trent Jr. right to the rim. Picking up the foul and finishing. How about Gary? Boosting his trade value. You think it changes stream for A1 unlocks some potential? Yeah, because if you watched his highlights, where did he play? I believe it's Arizona. This guy can hoop. Like, this guy can hoop as well. He's a very, like, paint-centric big. He's not a three-point shooter. This guy can hoop. Like, he's got a midi. He's got some shot creation. Maybe not NBA level, but I think there's untapped. Like, this guy went first overall for a reason. First time Pershing Singer to saying, well, I'm glad. Makes the game better for both of us. Chris Paul working on Achiuwa, stepping back for 2. No good there. It's when it's on Sportsnet. Sportsnet is so delayed on Sportsnet now. I hate it. I wish they were all on TSN. Siakam backing down Craig. Gives it to Barnes going forward. I mean, like, he stays. Okay, he still finishes. Just dunk the basketball, man. Just dunk the basketball on the first chance there. You don't have to worry about that. Raptors lead by 4, 70-66. Chris Paul again finds Cam Johnson, defended by Siakam. There's a lot more tenacity to the defense right now. And an offensive foul. There we go. Right on cue, baby. Siakam draws the foul on DeAndre Ayton. Nick Nurse lit these guys up at halftime. I love it. Barnes got dunked. I'm watching. Barnes got to maybe not dunk it. He's got to be more aggressive with that finish. He's got to score that. TSN is perfectly in sync with the scoreboard as well because it's not late. Sportsnet sucks because it's behind this. So this is ahead of me, which is Just, I mean, makes it worse to watch, but half the games are on there. Siakam spins off Craig. Tough layup, no good. Barnes with the putback. Nice job by Barnes inside. I don't know. If I'm Phoenix, I might need another timeout right about now. 7:05 to go in the third. Cam Johnson, stolen by Fred. Can we get something in transition? Fred to... he should have passed, but he does draw the foul. All right, we'll take it. And Fred will head to the line, shooting 2 here. That Giannis is a freak, man. Giannis is 6'11", huge wingspan. I mean, Scotty's got the wingspan, but he ain't got that height like Giannis does. Fred, first free throw is good. Fred having another very impressive game here. We don't need to I hate that I have to outline Fred how well he's playing because he's consistently playing well now. But I have to remind everybody he's playing well. Fred misses the second free throw and yells. I heard it very clearly. 905 Giannis said earlier, I haven't seen Fred miss a free throw in a while. You cursed him, man. Another steal by the Raptors, though. This time it might have been Achiuwa. Fred attacking the rim again. Kick out. Oh, nice feed to Achiuwa inside. Push shot with the right. Doesn't get the roll. Unwashed. First time I've ever heard that term. He does everything. Yes. Chris Paul for 2. No good. And Ayton tips the rebound to Fred VanVleet. Achiuwa attacking Chris Paul one-on-one. That's some good defense. And takes it away from Achiuwa. Suns looking to respond. 73-66. Ayton down low. Got Barnes biting, but they'll take the foul and force him to hit shots to the line. Ayton with some choice words. Scotty Barnes just walks away, but DeAndre Ayton, little bit of mouthing off there. Bro, you're an NBA player. You got fouled. He fucking fouled you because he knows you don't shoot free throws as well as you dunk. Fair trade. It was a foul, man. There's nothing crazy about that. Barnes kind of mean mugs him. I guess he kind of asked for it. Look, you're an NBA player. You're about to hit a layup, and a guy fouls you, so you have to go to the free throw line. Why are you so angry about that, man? Yeah, love that. Love that for my rookie of the year. At least my rookie is redrafted number 1. Well, not too many, but nobody would redraft Ayton number 1. Anyways, Ayton's a good player. Let's not disrespect too much. Ayton 7 feet, but scares nobody. Yeah, he doesn't give that. I've never thought about that. He doesn't strike fear with his size like others do. Siakam down low, finishes past Bridges. Love that from Barnes. Don't poke the bear. Look at Scotty now. Don't poke the bear. Chris Paul stolen again. Raptors in transition. Trent to the rim. Oh, and he tried to dunk it viciously. And that's not good. Cam Johnson responds with a 3. I mean, we're having fun. You got to score 2 there. Trent had a layup and instead was way off on that dunk. Oh, man. See, that's my thing, Grogan. How do you replace what Fred does for your team? Siakam spins off and is fouled. So another foul by the Suns. I agree. You'd have. Where do you find a point guard? We obviously found it so hard to find a point guard. Where is your next point guard going to come from? Maybe it's in the draft, but you just don't know. I agree. No. Yeah, see, my thought process there was I thought Trent was going to try a lob to Siakam. I just wanted to go lay it up, be aggressive. But I guess mixed dunks happen, but they probably shouldn't. Anyways, let's recover here. We still have momentum. 75-71. 5 minutes ago. Achiuwa wants this Ayton smoke, and he wants all of that DeAndre Ayton smoke. Achiuwa on the inside, right past DeAndre Ayton, finishing. How about Achiuwa lately, guys? This guy, the game is slowing down for him. This is what we've been waiting for. Foul has been called. 3-second violation on Achiuwa. He's right by Ayton. He's he not right by Ayton? Suns audition for Fred. No. Come on, they have Chris Paul, man. This is again, the Fred thing, sure, you don't want to pay him. fit. Like you can't lose him. You can't lose him for nothing. You also can't trade him for nothing. And he's obviously a very good basketball player. We continue to see. All right. 77-72. Barnes. I asked for a more aggressive Barnes, and we certainly got that in the third quarter so far. 4:48 to go now. Ayton hands off to Paul, and he gets it inside to Ayton. The pass tipped, but Craig still comes up with it. But the Suns can't finish at the rim. Ayton misses a dunk. Here comes Siakam in transition. Backing down Paul. Going up with the right. That was weird. Okay, let's breathe. 10 on the shot clock. Let's breathe here. Siakam just kind of, I don't even describe how he threw that ball. Fred, deep three. Yeah, that's okay. Heat of the moment. Rush of blood to the head for Fred there. That's not a good shot. That is a very bad shot. Paul for two, and he gets it. That's the Chris Paul special right there. Very ugly possession. Let's move on. Let's move past. Big oof. I agree, Doug. Sorry, just typing one thing. So, like we're used to Fred. Does it surprise us that he did that? Like it's still an incredibly frustrating part of his game. I think he's a great player. That like even Lowry, I love Kyle Lowry. Lowry had those moments on threes, and I wish he didn't. CP3's, I mean, I find it so, I'm so infatuated with players who can still be good at that age because it's obvious that his athleticism has gone quite a bit, but he reads and understands the game so well that he can continue to be effective. He can continue to be effective at like such age. Like the LeBron thing is ridiculous because he's still the same athleticism pretty much, and he's also reads the game like maybe nobody else has ever read the game in the NBA in history. So seeing people extend their careers, I think what is most infatuating to me is a player that spent so long. So this does not fit Chris Paul or LeBron, but a player who used to thrive based on athleticism, but over time shifted their game so much as the NBA changed around. Did we lose connection here? Sorry, somebody put F in chat. Did we lose connection here? I don't think so. Oh, what the hell? Yo, why would you do that to me? Okay, what I was saying is, so like Marc Gasol. I love this for Marc Gasol. He was such a different player at the start of his career compared to where he finished his career. So the fact that you are so good at basketball, you can completely remodel your game as you age is crazy. Like Marc Gasol never shot threes for the first half of his career, and then he turned into like a good 3-point shooter. I find that so interesting, and it's a testament to how good these guys are at basketball. Bridges, who's having a monster game, hands off to Wainwright. Attacks the rim and finishes. Ish Wainwright. Maybe not the one that got away, but just like, he was a guy we liked. Even with how scoring has changed, LeBron's longevity is unreal. Facts. I mean, he played in like the ugliest era of basketball and thrived. And he's in it's so different to what basketball was like 18, 20 years ago. And he's still like a top 10 minimum player in the league. Hook shot there for Ayton drops, and Phoenix have restored their advantage. It's a close game. Hey, whatever happens, I'm happy. We could lose this game. You ain't going to see me complaining the way we played, really. Siakam spinning off Bridges. Let's find a pass. Nobody to pass to, though. Got to do it all himself. Can't score there. There was nobody to pass to there, with all due respect. Inside for Ayton. Nobody stopping that. Excuse me. It was a bad shot. There was nobody to pass to. Having an actual big is fun to see this starting unit work. Trent for 3. Does not get it to go. Rebound by Craig. Phoenix up by 3. Have taken advantage here. Raptors were down by 9.5, so we fought back well. Got to get going again. Chris Paul up and cannot hit. The short floater. Rebound Boucher finds Fred VanVleet. Transition 3. Oh, man. Fred VanVleet just reminds us again as he ties up the game at 80. Hit that like button. 1:25 to go in the third. Bridges. Excuse me. Bridges for 2. No good. Rebound Boucher. Boucher. Positive impact in the third. VanVleet again. Don't shoot again. Okay, inside. Okay, Ayton was there. We're smart. We take it up. Okay, there we go. There you go, Fred. Okay, another 3. This one doesn't go. It's a heat check, but he didn't earn that heat check. Paul Achiuwa defending, stolen by Trent. Don't dunk this. Just lay this one up. Trent, this one he lays it up, and this one he scores. Raptors lead by 2. Phoenix need a timeout with 49 seconds to go in the third quarter. If any of the 187 people here are wondering why I'm wearing a Hawaii jersey, if you missed the start stream, it is a McLovin jersey. It looks like from the movie. And number 25, if anybody's curious. Just want to show it off again. All right, I'm having fun. Raps are playing well. They could lose, and I'd be happy with the effort. They could win, and I'd be like, okay, we beat the Phoenix Suns. Nice. Like, we're at that point in the season, of course. But the the West Coast road trip, I mean, like, granted, we could still lose this game. We could very much win it, though, from this point. The daunting West Coast road trip, we are about to get it. We could possibly 3-1 to start it with 3 games to go. I very much believe there is not going to be a scenario where we're heavily buying at the deadline. I think the Raptors I think Masai genuinely feels like Jakob Poeltl's a good fit here, though. And they might just go because they want him. And they want to be the team that re-signs him. So if they work out something, who knows? I'd be surprised, OG. I think I have like 70% confidence he remains here beyond the deadline. Trent, the only player I would be surprised to still see here after the deadline is Trent. Oh, if we get multiple firsts for Jakob Poeltl, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Yeah, if that's the second late timeout for Phoenix, I don't know. Like, unless Monty really sees something he doesn't like. OG did the opposite, pretty much. He didn't do the opposite, but he didn't deny them at all. One might say he kind of confirmed them based on his answers. Phoenix tied up there. VanVleet for 2. VanVleet's outstanding game continues here. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good morning to you. Damian Lee to Craig. Now Bridges in the corner. Nice contest. In fact, a block by Boucher for 3. Gary Trent to Thad. 2 seconds. Trent at the buzzer. Oh, it looked good. It looked good from my angle. It's okay. The Raptors, they lead Phoenix by 2 at the end of the third. Raptors overturn a 9-point deficit at halftime and now lead by 2 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. I really like OG, but if he generally wants to get the ball more, like, I'm sorry. I'm prepared for a trade. All right, let's go to the box scores from today. Raptors are loading up on starter minutes. When you look at the bench, you see why, because there's not a lot. Like, how can you look at this bench and tell me they need to play more? Can you honestly tell me this bench needs to play more for real? Young, Boucher, Hernan Gomez, Coloco. Let's not take the piss here. We have to play our starters. I mean, Barnes probably not enough here, but still. Sorry, I just saw something crazy. What the fuck? What? All right. Sorry, I something crazy. I just saw something crazy. Pascal Siakam, 17 points. He's 6 for 14 from the field, 3 rebounds. Not his usual impact from a rebound assist standpoint, but he's scoring. He's scoring for sure. Achiuwa is 5 for 9 with 11 points. Another outstanding game from Achiuwa. He's got a double-double. Would love to see Achiuwa start for the rest of the season if a trade does materialize. Barnes got more aggressive in that half. We were asking for that in that quarter there. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Shooting the ball more. Less from 3, though. I want to continue to see Scotty Barnes thrive in the fourth quarter. Lean into him minutes-wise, because you got to rest VanVleet and Trent for a little bit here. VanVleet, 20 points, 7 for 15 from the field. Another just outstanding game from Fred in the catalog of great performances in the last few weeks. Gary Trent, another great game as well. He's also 7 for 15. He's got 19 points. Bench has 5 points. Shooting for the Raptors has gone up quite a bit as well. Let's actually pull that up. We have a bit of time here. We're up to 35% from 3, still remaining at 46 from 3, but we brought them down from 51 and 50 shooting to 48-45. So things were changed that quarter for the better. And here we go for the fourth quarter out here in the West Coast, Phoenix, Arizona. Can the Raptors get over the line and win this basketball game? And Saben Lee, that stings. Saben Lee scores. Saben Lee is under contract with the Raptors 905. So, well, he's on a 10-day with Phoenix. But Saben Lee is a Toronto Raptor. And he's contributing to them against us. Malachi Flynn. Oh, boy. Flynn for 3. Front rim and away. I mean, Malachi Flynn, what can you say? Look, whatever. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Worst thing you do is stop. That McLovin shirt. It is a McLovin shirt. Thank you so much for noticing, Mason. I just talked about it. Thank you for noticing. Barnes with the right doesn't go, and a late whistle. It's going to be on, I think, Juancho there. Saben Lee kicks to Saric, who fights inside. Hands up, and Thaddeus Young nearly gets a steal. Saric fades away and hits. I mean, that's just a That's just a tough bucket. You have McLovin tattoo. Is it of the driver's license? A fantasy league lost. In my opinion, Mason, you won, especially if somebody bought that for you. Barnes on the outside. Saban Lee defending. Kicks it to Flynn for three. Off again. Gets his own miss. Another three. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Malachi Flynn. To be honest, a McLovin tattoo would be kind of sweet. I wouldn't do it, but if I had one, I wouldn't be upset about it. All right. Anyways, more pressing matters here. We're 7 likes away from 100. Want to remind you guys, if you've been enjoying the content, make sure you have smashed that like button. It does go a long way to supporting the channel, supporting the content. And also, if you are enjoying the content, you can subscribe for a watch party like this for every Raptors game, and also, as Phoenix take the lead there, and also for videos all throughout the week, all about the Raptors. Hernagos looks like a micro player when you start with no VC. He looks like he has VC with all those tattoos. Yeah, this lineup is really leaning on Barnes right now. I guess that's why they bring in Flynn for spacing. Yeah, no Trent, VanVleet, or Siakam is a weird, it's a weird lineup. I mean, look, we survived 3 minutes and we're still in the game. And in fact, we're in the lead. I think that's a win for this lineup. I think you're right there. If I got a McLovin tattoo, it'd be on my thigh, but I wouldn't get one. Damian Lee to Ishmael Wainwright. Fires it inside to Saric with the right and finishes. I like Thad, but man, this guy can't play defense on the inside. Like not just today. Consistency. Look, there's a good player in Flynn. It's just the consistency of his execution. Like, I maintain there's talent there. Thad with the left. Gotta look before you shoot, man. Saban Lee gets it back, feeds Saric inside, and another bucket at the rim. Timeout, yeah, timeout. So many people complain about how many minutes the starters play. Like, look at the caliber of the bench. Juancho should not get NBA minutes consistently. Thad should really not get many minutes with any degree of consistency. Malachi Flynn on a normal NBA roster just simply doesn't play, or maybe isn't even on the roster. All of this, with all due respect, let's not take the piss here. Are you really trying to play these guys more? Like, do you really think they don't play enough, some of these guys? I don't. I straight up. How can you justify playing some of these guys more? Anyways, Nurse survives 4 minutes. Look, we're down 3. It is what it is. We're down 3. We survived 4 minutes. Like, to be honest, that's a dub. You got 4 minutes out of that unit. You're gonna bring the starters back in. Fred's gonna get 40 minutes. Trent's gonna get 40 minutes. Siakam's gonna get 38. Achiuwa's gonna get 36. But you have to play them. You have to play them. You have to give them some time there because you want your starters to finish the game. Worst lineup ever. This complaints when Nurse doesn't play the bench, then he does play them. We go, holy shit, that sucked. Don't do that again. You know what I mean? Why does Juancho play? Because who else are you going to play? There just isn't enough on this team, man. Anyways, look, we're at that point. That's frustrating, the way that the lineup kind of made it bad to watch. If we lose, we understand the bigger picture. It's it's a very competitive game here where Fred has played extremely well. Gary Trent's played extremely well. Barnes has played well. Achiuwa's played extremely well. Siakam's played well. So from that perspective, it's a moral victory, which we can take right now. We look at the records. Patriots are catching up to us, so maybe losses aren't the worst things. Well, it's not crazy to think he'd play more than 8 games. I think it's crazy to say you shouldn't have signed him. It was a great signing. It's not like it's hand. I mean, it actually is kind of handcuffing money if you look deep into it, but it's nothing crazy, I guess. All right. Back in it with this. Oh, I was gonna say same lineup. Siakam is in for Juancho, so more threat from an offensive standpoint. Thad spins off and lays in. All right. Siakam is in with this group. Good move here. Yeah, it's true. It's tough for Barnes to be aggressive and drive when nobody is spacing the floor for him. Thad gets to steal. Well done by Thad. Gets it to Barnes. That was a weird play. Now Flynn for 3. And Malachi Flynn drills it. Had that horrible run to start off January where he went like 1 for 17 from 3. But 2 in a row there, and he's 2 for 4 from 3. Saric spinning, kicking to Wainwright. Now Damian Lee, don't jump, misses the 3, gets his own miss though, shoots the 3 again, and connects. I mean, jumping on the first one and then not getting out to that rebound second one. Come on, guys. Flynn-Cincinnati? That's the first. Barnes to Flynn. Hand off to Thad. Back to Flynn. Finds Thad. And Flynn is fouled. Okay, nice. Raptors will get the ball back. Down 1, 6:46 to go. Okay. Flynn, limited role, I got to say. Like, I'm not his biggest fan, of course. But couple threes, couple important threes. Like, we're a thin team. If you impress, you'll get minutes. I promise. If you impress, you'll get more minutes. It is 11 p.m. It's almost 11 p.m. for me currently. Yes. VanVleet's back in. So we're just slowly getting the starters back now. Here's Thad. Hand off to VanVleet on the inside. Finds Barnes, who throws it down at the rim.
Know the vibes.
Raptors lead by 1. Guys, if you are enjoying the content, we are 1 like away from 100. So make sure you have smashed that thumbs up button on the stream. Consider subscribing for more content just like this. Cam Johnson at the elbow. No good. And a foul's been called against Barnes here on the rebound. Flynn-Cincinnati Bepters. How about them Bengals, man? NFL betting went really, really well yesterday. I had a lot riding on the Chiefs and the Eagles yesterday. That was a good day. Aiden at the rim finishes, and the Suns lead again here. Barnes backing down Lee. Has Fred. Has Siakam now. Pull up. Hit that. Siakam airballs a 3. Flynn reads it well and gets the miss. Flynn's going to have to do it himself. He finds a way to get a 3 up. I mean, tough shot. Can't blame him there. Siakam's got to do better with that shot for sure. Chris Paul now with Flynn defending. Gary Trent ready to come back in. He'll replace Flynn. Good shift from Flynn, I got to say. I'm not a fan typically, but good shift from Flynn. We'll take it. Damian Lee feeds it to Chris Paul for 3. Off the mark. Rebound. Nice job by Achiuwa to corral that one. And the Raptors look to take the lead back. Down 1. Fred inside to Barnes. 1-on-1 with Johnson. Take him on. Kick out to Fred. Fred. Wide open 3. Jesus Christ, man. He was wide open. Siakam and VanVleet back-to-back airball and threes. What the fuck, man? Man, that's going to be all over Twitter. Good God. This guy playing well. That's going to be everywhere on Twitter, for fuck's sakes. Well, Barnes did miss that bad earlier in the game, actually. He went from the corner. But, no, you would not expect that from Fred. Ayton, good defense. Lee misses the layup. Wow. Raptors catch a break and still down 1. Barnes loses it. Wanted the foul, but won't get it. Lee to Bridges. This game feels erratic right now. Lee with the floater scores. I'd like a timeout just to settle us down here. Not gonna do it. So these are the parts of the games where we have lost. The Raptors are the worst team in the league in games decided by 3 or less. The fact of the matter is our offensive play calling goes out the window at these points in the game. So where is it going to come today? Got to keep the ball movement. You can't just deviate to ISO plays only. You got to keep moving the ball. Fred, good shot in mid-range, connects. Nice play there. So far, we've had, Siakam had a good look, Fred had a good look. It's been fine here. But the last 4 minutes is where we have lost so many games this season, which has been the difference between us being a playoff team and a tanking team. But here we are. What it'll be today. Paul to Johnson for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound. Eventually by Trent. Down 1 again with the ball. Fred calling a play. Don't just give the ball to Siakam and pray. Here's Barnes. Ayton defending. Outside to VanVleet. Gets a screen. Has Scotty rolling. Nice feed. Scotty to the rim. Nice play. See, sometimes it can be that simple. A simple little pick and roll action. You give Scotty Barnes a little bit of space, uses his length, smaller player defending the paint. Look at that. Recognition, right past Cam Johnson, Scotty Barnes finish. Is this just foreign concept to these guys? Because sometimes it straight up is just ISO plays this late. But like that there. I like that there. Nice play call. Nice execution by VanVleet and Barnes. We'll take it. Raptors lead by 1. All right. Nothing to lose here for the Raptors. You lose, I look at the draft. You win, it's fun. Phoenix, though. Phoenix had a lot of aspirations this season. This is important for them. But Raptors want to spoil the party here. Booker's not leading. Tough to do it from the bench, but I guess he could be doing a little bit more here. VanVleet just been don't disregard completely, but beyond the air ball. Fred's got 22, leads the Raptors, 8 assists. He's 8 for 17 from the field. It has been a Fred VanVleet show yet again here, but he hasn't done it alone. Siakam's been okay. Trent's been great. Barnes has been great. Achiuwa's been great. It's good to see all these guys playing well in these specific roles. I gotta say, I'm a fan of the balance of actually having a center out there. He's not, I guess, a center per se, but having a big, I like the balance. I am enjoying the balance with Achiuwa starting here. It feels. What does it feel? I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it feels like when I'm done cooking and I turn off the fan, the fan above the microwave, and all of a sudden, all of this anxiety and stress just completely vanishes from my body. Does anybody else get that feeling? You know what I mean? Just so overstimulated, and it's all is calm again. That's how I feel with the Raptors' balance with their start with a 5-man unit like this. It just feels like it's just much more calm and much more fluid, and it just makes more sense type of thing. I don't know why that's the first thing that popped into my head, but it is what it is. Nobody perfect. I gotta say, nobody fucking agrees with me. Doug and Jack agree with me. All right, good to know. I'm not alone on that one. So liberating. You know what I mean? Who the team is going to win? I don't know. Time check. I'll give you a time check as the clock starts rolling. All right. Clock is rolling now. Suns with the ball. Raptors up by 1. Precious is a modern center. He does no way. He's playing like, well, I guess he could. Anyways, 3:05 on my clock here. Bridges inside, stepping back for 2. That's tough. That's great. It's tough. That's tough bucket. I can live with that. 2:56 to go. I'd take Dyson Daniels. Hundo P. Achiuwa is like arguably better than Kyle Lowry. Fred gets called for the push-off. Oh, that's a tough call to make. Let's see, is this challengeable? No, I mean, that's a let him play. Good God, man. I don't think you'll win that challenge, but that's a let him play. That's so soft. That's so soft. Ayton handoff to Bridges for 2 again. Jesus Christ. How good is Bridges? 103-100 now. Raptors, I mean, this is where they've lost games. Can they figure out a way tonight? Siakam working on Johnson. Outside to Trent above the break 3. Ooh, that was the chance to tie. Achiuwa with a massive rebound, though. Fresh 14. VanVleet to Siakam. Cam Johnson defending. Siakam to Fred. Got to come up with something. Oh, my God. What a tough bucket. What a tough bucket by Fred.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Game on the line, essentially, in mid-range. Tough contested shot. That's what he does, man. This is what he does, man. Bridges for 2. This time, no good. But the rebound to Craig, who finds Paul, who hits the 3. I mean, they've just hit their shots. They've hit the big shots when it counts, man. Tough to fight that. Siakam. To Fred for 3. How about this? This one doesn't go. Oh, damn. That's tough. That's tough. Cam Johnson, other way to Bridges. They're going to run some clock here. Thank you so much to Mugushi54 for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Hour Army. 57 seconds to go. Chris Paul, wide open Craig. Oh, he fell apart. And they score on the putback. Man. This is, I keep saying, this is where the games have fallen apart this year, and it does again here. I mean, the defense is bad on that play, but 2 tough shots by Bridges that I can live with. A Chris Paul 3 with a hand up I can live with. Like, it just always seems when it comes down to the finest of margins that it goes against the Raptors. And that's been the story of the season. And that is really why we are where we are. Oh. All right, I mean, it looks like a loss is on the way here. Reiterating my stance, a competitive loss may not be the worst thing. But there's still time. I mean, look, there's 51 seconds. You're getting 2 possessions guaranteed. You hit a 3, you get a stop. You hit a 3, easy. You're tied. It's as easy as that. 3 plus 3 is 6. So come out with a play. Go for what's open, get your stop, and go from there. That was tough, though, leaving Craig that open there. It's just the reliance on doubling the good players, right? And sometimes shit like that happens. It can't happen, though. And then the ball bounces around, Aiden puts it in. I mean... it's not gross. We are underdogs after all. The Suns were favored in this game after all. It's not like a travesty that we lose to Phoenix. The Raptors are underdogs here. I mean, this game ain't over. Let's see what happens. Cam Johnson tips out of bounds. I think a miss and it's over. Let's see what we got though. Fred inbounds to. I don't know if he got that off, but Achiuwa has it. Kick out to Barnes for 3. Off, and the rebound to Johnson. That will probably do it. and they call a timeout. 34 seconds. They have 9. That will likely do it there. That's tough, man. I mean, like, maybe not the best guy to take that shot on Barnes, but he is open. Coming down to the big moments, Phoenix had the shots. Listen, we can't be, we're not going to be going crazy here. We had a hard-fought game in a tough away environment. You played really well. All 5 starters had great games. Siakam was okay, but the other 4 have great games. There's not much, not much you could be upset about with this game. The bench still isn't there. We already know that. There's nothing we learned about the team here. We already know what the issues are. They're highlighted a little bit more here. It's a competitive loss. Is that the best thing for this team? Maybe. Competitive loss. Okay, well, four straight comments are the exact same. It's pretty much grounds for a timeout. Please don't spam in my chat. I could read the chat. You put it once and I read it. Maybe sometimes I miss something, but I probably read it. You don't need to put it 5 times. Another good Precious night. Another great VanVleet night. Another good Scotty Barnes night. Another great Gary Trent night. Siakam, meh. Had a tough second half, but yeah, we struggle in the clutch. We do. I'll be a dick, but like, don't put the same thing in chat 5 times in a row. Like, Booker's not playing. The Raptors were underdogs here. How upset can I really be? The Raptors lose in a game where they were underdogs. Like, there's no OG for us. Obviously, nowhere near the level of Booker, but the Suns are still a decent team without him. And with the home court, I wasn't expecting the Raptors to win today. Well, I mean, yeah. A lot of times Siakam has been there this season, but not today. Anyways, let's finish this one off. Chris Paul gets fouled. If he makes one, it's pretty much done. Mikal Bridges was outstanding today. I like dogging him for sure today. 29 points, 12 for 19. I mean, it's tough when your bench is Flynn, Koloko, Hernan Gomez, Boucher, and Young. It's tough when that's the guys rolling off your bench. Like, Flynn gets a couple of threes, nice, like that. The bench score is 15 points. It's tough. It's tough to compete when your bench scores 15 points, man. I don't know what their bench has. Their bench is a lot more than 15 points. It's tough. This is the point in the stream where everybody just comes in and makes their big proclamations, like the same ones we've been discussing all night. Which, I mean, I get. A lot of people show up for the end of the games. But this is where the chat kind of like goes to shit, because it's just everybody making their big, loud proclamation. You know what I mean? It's just tough. It's tough when Koloko plays, because he gets... Like, they hunt him. They hunt him on defense. They do. Trent for 3. Prayer. It's off the mark. Down 7. I mean, we're going to play this out, but Siakam can't be on because he's in foul trouble, I think. He's on 4. I mean, he could be in. He's here. And inbound by Fred. Okay, they got Phoenix napping there. 109-104. Phoenix in the bonus. Can we get a steal, though? Cam gets it into Paul, who's fouled. And 2 free throws here would, I mean, in theory, wrap it up, but Raptors will play it out completely. Listen, I understand, Steven. No problem. A 1-year member. No problem, man. Oh, where is well, every player has tough stretches. Right now the tough shots aren't falling for Siakam like they were. That's for sure. Lifetime error. I hope so. Skinny Pop is very good. It's not that bad for you. It's a solid snack in moderation. Very much like it. Paul hits free throws, and it's up to 7 here. Siakam fighting to the rim and finishing there. He's up to 19 here. I mean, he gets his numbers. He has to fight a lot harder for his numbers right now. Wow, turnover chance there. Again, okay, here. Nurse ran Siakam into the floor. This is who came off the bench tonight. Thaddeus Young, Chris Boucher, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, Christian Koloko, and Malachi Flynn. It's hard. Again, how can you actually make the case that these are guys that are commanding way more minutes type of thing? You can't. That's exactly. You can't. I'd love to play the starters 35, 36 minutes a game. But like you want Nurse to put out a winning product as best as he can, and you just can't with that bench. So you got to limit their minutes. We're good enough to compete, not good enough to win consistently. It's a really bad pocket to be in. But, trade deadline's right around the corner, as we know. I don't hate that Thad Young trade. It definitely helped the Raptors near the end of that season. Nurse's job is not on the line. He's got another year on his contract. His job is on the line next season. Not this year. Like I said earlier, I can't be so harsh on Nurse when the roster's so bad. Like I said about the bench. There's no rim protector. There's not enough shooters. How can I be... Like, Nurse hasn't been good enough, I agree, but how can I be harsh enough to fire him with the roster that he has? You know what I mean? That being said, has he gotten as much as he can at his roster? No. And that's a knock against him, but I can't fire him off that. Like I said, next year his contract is over. He'll have to prove himself next year. I don't think there's any reason to be alarmed by that. You could have had Andrew Nembhard. Well, you couldn't have because he went 32nd, and Koloko went 33rd. Look, if trends like this continue next season, then yes, I agree. Nurse's days could be numbered. But until then, I can't justify firing him. Okay. Missed shot there. This game's over. Let's dive into our post-game show. Appreciate a lot of viewers today. Appreciate this, guys. Let's do our post-game. I mean, before we start, guys, we are underdogs. We played away from home. I don't expect an extension. We're underdogs. Played away from home. We played well. Like, a lot of guys played well here. Our bench sucks. Like, what the hell, guys? Are we? We don't have that much of a lack of awareness on what this team is. Let's not like get overly bent about this one. Everything I said was true. The Raptors were underdogs. Regardless of Devin Booker playing, the Raptors were underdogs. A key player was missing for us. A superstar missed the other side, but we were underdogs in a difficult away environment. We had a competitive game. Our bench stunk it up a little bit. Not really stunk it. Didn't stink it up. I mean, I don't expect much more from them. They were fine. And we lost. Like, why are we all acting shocked right now with how this game went down? They hit some big shots late. And I'm beyond getting frustrated. It's not. I get the frustration. For me, it's nothing. Nothing really shocked me about the way that one played out. The effort is still there, as it always has been. All right, let's go to the post-game show now. Competitive losses may be the best thing for this team going forward, and that's exactly what you got tonight. Lots of great individual performances, but the blemishes of this team. Let me restart that. Competitive losses might be the best thing for the Raptors going forward, and that's exactly what we got today. Lots of great individual performances, but the blemishes of this roster continue to shine through, and they shine through once again as we lost away at Phoenix. Let's break it all down for you in tonight's post-game show. Okay, everybody, we're back for the post-game show today as the Raptors took on the Phoenix Suns. If you enjoy what you see from today's content, please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Amateur Hour for more content like this for every single Raptors game. This one ends 114-106. It's just not a surprising scoreline for the Raptors here. They fought hard. They fought valiantly. They're a team that is clearly good enough to compete, but not good enough to win games consistently. And that is probably like the worst spot you could be in for an NBA season. But we have recognition that the trade deadline is a week and a half away at this point, and there are now 3 more games left on this West Coast road trip. And every executive in the league understands that that is when action is going to happen for the Raptors and what goes down for the rest of the season and what goes down with them as we get towards the trade deadline. There's going to be hot topics about who you should trade, what you should do with the players, of course, but in the meantime, there are games still happening. Let's address where things went right today, and more importantly, where they went wrong as the Raptors, of course, once again, do lose this game. People are going to lose their minds because Devin Booker didn't play. The reality is the Raptors were underdogs here. They were underdogs by a few points. They played away from home in a harsh environment. There were some great individual performances. You lose. It's like there's nothing really shocking about the performance. There's some frustrating parts, I agree, where you wish things went better and things went differently, but like this isn't the worst thing in the world given the context of the season. And like I said, the competitive losses, they might be the best thing going forward where we want to have our outlook for the season. So we'll take it on the chin. Let's talk about what happened. So let's go with the great performances first of all. You had some great numbers from Achiuwa, from VanVleet, and from Gary Trent. You had some really good numbers as well from Scotty Barnes in this one. But I want to open up with this one. Fred VanVleet is firmly back. He's been operating at pretty close to his all-star numbers for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So he's just been playing great basketball, and he's doing so much for this team. 24 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block. Great stuff. You can hyperfixate on the 2 for 8 shooting from 3 or the 3 turnovers you want. The reality is he had a great game, and you can't really take that away from him unless you're cherry picking. Gary Trent was excellent as well. He had 21 points on 8 for 19 shooting. Fortunately, he shoots 3 for 10 from 3, but Gary Trent had a solid game all around. Achiuwa was also excellent once again. A double-double from him, 11 points, 12 rebounds. And Barnes had a nice game as well. A great game, actually. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 for 14 from the field. Raptors were in this game all throughout. It really does fall apart late in the game. Unfortunately, Siakam's just been a little bit of a slump by his standards recently. 19 points, 7 for 17 shooting isn't horrible, but the impact from a rebounding and assist standpoint does concern me a bit from this one. Only 3 rebounds, only 1 assist. You go to the bench, and the bench that's already thin lost an important player with Achiuwa. I said it so many times during the stream. People like to complain, the starters getting all these minutes. How can you justify playing a bench of Thaddeus Young, Chris Boucher, Juancho Hernan-Gomez in particular, Christian Coloco, and Malachi Flynn more? you genuinely can't justify giving these guys much more than they get. Like Koloko, it's tough because he only played 2 minutes, but Phoenix hunted him, and they would have continued to hunt him on offense. Phoenix on offense, us on defense. They would have continued to hunt him, and that would have been a problem. Flynn, I'll hand it to him. He came in. He got 6 minutes in the fourth quarter, and you know what? He made an impact. I'll give that to him. But he also had that stretch at the start of the month where he went like 1 for 17 from 3. But this is like enough probably to get more minutes in the next game. But as a whole, you can't justify, like Boucher got 24 minutes. You can't justify this, like much more minutes here. You can't justify much from here for minutes. And that's just the way it is. There's been a lot of discussions about Nick Nurse's future. People have asked me if Nick Nurse is in trouble. So Nick Nurse, if I'm not mistaken, has the rest of this season and then next season on his contract. It's difficult for me. In fact, it's impossible for me to say, based on the roster that we have, what Nick Nurse is working with the bench that I just alluded to. The fact that there's not enough shooters, the fact that there's no rim protector. It's hard for me. It's impossible for me to say this guy doesn't deserve another crack at it with his job because the roster sucks. I wouldn't extend him. He's got a year on his contract. But I would look to see if there's improvements next season with a better roster, hopefully in place. And if there's still reasons for concern, then you have a decision to make about his future when his contract is up. I think he's a great coach. I think he'll find a job easily if he doesn't stay with the Raptors. But maybe if the fit's not there, you decide. But you can't make the decision this season from my standpoint. We'll quickly go to what the Suns did. DeAndre Ayton dominated the inside all night. Raptors had really nothing to deal, couldn't deal with him. And Mikal Bridges won them in this game. 12 for 19 from the field, 29 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. He was excellent all night. Unfortunately, that's probably the guy that OG would have been defending. OG is out injured right now. But based on the rumors we're hearing, you might have to get used to the fact that OG is not guarding people. You got to do a little bit of a better job there. That being said, Mikal Bridges, I mean, some of the shots he was hitting were very impressive. Beyond the struggling bench, it's difficult to win a basketball game when you shoot 27% from 3, especially in 2023. We shoot 45% from the field, but flat out, they perform better from a shooting standpoint. We barely out-rebound them. We didn't retain the ball very well. We turned the ball over 14 times. That cleaned up in the second half, yes, but overall, like, you're underdogs. You got to do some certain things to overcome that. The fact that you are underdogs. The Raptors didn't have that tonight. And it's another game as well for Toronto where it boils down to the big moments late. This was a game where, you know, I commented during the live stream when there was about 4 minutes left in the game. I made a comment into the fact that we have lost so many games. I believe the Raptors are 1-7 in 3 games that end by 3 points or less of a difference. The Raptors are 1-7, which would be worst in the NBA. Like, man, like, you win half of those coin flip sort of games. Shout out to 95 Yada for providing that stat, by the way. You win half of those games. Like, let's say you go 4-3 in those games. Your record is now 27-26. Like that just straight up is you're 26-26. That's just the difference between a good team and a bad team. I always say the good teams find a way to win those games. And I agree with Tom and chat here. Those are the games we consistently won last year. We would win those games. We'd have the clutch player. We'd have the guy making big shots. And I think a lot of the time this year we haven't had it. And I think a lot of that is individuals. I think a lot of that's coaching as well, where play calling hasn't been good late. And that is a big knock against Nick Nurse, I will say. Today, I don't feel like that. Today I feel like... Today I felt definitely as if the offense was run pretty well late. But like the way it ended, Bridges hit a tough step back too with good defense. And then next play he did the exact same thing. Like good defense, not much you can do. Then the next play, Chris Paul hits somewhat deep three with a hand up. I think this one boils down to Phoenix hitting the big shots late, but we just don't have enough of those guys hitting the big shots late. That separates the game. And the game close throughout. Raptors down 9.5, but went on a 12-0 run to start the second half. It was close late. Phoenix had the big shots, and that is definitely the difference here. So it comes down to, what's your move at the deadline? Again, we don't know. Again, it comes down to as well what you can get for players. The notion that we need to trade Fred VanVleet, I don't agree with. I agree that I'd like to trade him. I agree that his fit long-term may not be the best for this team, especially with the money he's going to get. We saw Miles Turner just got $30 million a year. If you think Miles Turner's getting 30 and Fred isn't, I think there's going to be a rude awakening in the summer. Fred is undoubtedly worth $30 million a year to me. However, is he worth $30 million for the Raptors to have locked in long-term? That's a question. And I would say at this point, I don't think so. I don't think he's worth that to us. I think he's worth it to somebody else. Dallas, Clippers, Pelicans, but maybe not to us. But I also, you don't want to lose him for nothing at the end of the season. I don't want to lose him for nothing in a trade. I got to get something back for him of significance. So I don't like the notion that you need to trade guys. I don't think anybody on this team needs to be traded. I think it's within our best interest to do that, but I don't think you just do it for the sake of it. Because losing him for nothing in the season is a disaster, but losing him for nothing at the trade deadline is also a little bit of a disaster. Again, listen, Miles Turner got 30, Fred's getting 30. If you like, you got to understand that. I like Fred's getting at least Fred's getting 28 minimum. That's just the way it is going to be with the player. OG is a guy I love OG. If he's unhappy and you can get 3 picks, I'm okay with that. It all depends on what you're going to get back for these players. Gary Trent, I want to keep him, but if you don't think you can extend him and you get a good offer, then that's something you can pursue. I got to say, I did enjoy watching a much more balanced starting five, having Achiuwa, not an actual big, but having a big as a center for the starting five. I did like that. I did enjoy seeing that play out. And I think a benefit of a trade is that Achiuwa starts for the rest of the season, which I am open to exploring. But those are the bigger themes. That's all I really got to say about that. From this game alone, we were competitive. We're good enough to be competitive always, but we're not good enough to win them consistently. And that's where you are in the season. Probably the worst spot to be. 3 more games in the West Coast road trip. Masai Ujiri, Bob Webster, confident they're going to take action. All right, guys, if you did enjoy what you saw here, please make sure you drop a thumbs up. It does go a long way to supporting the channel, and subscribe to Amateur Hour for content like this for every single Raptors game. Okay, stream, chat, appreciate it, everybody. This week is loaded. It's starting today, including today, 7 straight days of content. Stream today, video tomorrow, stream Wednesday, video Thursday, stream Friday, video Saturday, stream Sunday, loaded. Get involved, get on the bus, get on the train, whatever you want to call it. The Amateur Hour Army is in full effect. Get subscribed to the channel. If you love the Raptors, if you like the Raptors, you'll love Amateur Hour. If you love the Raptors, well, then you're going to adore Amateur Hour. Also, please just make sure you drop a like on this stream. Easiest thing you can do to support the brand. Help us get on some more recommended pages in future. It just lets YouTube know, if this guy likes this video, then maybe this guy will like it as well, type of thing. But appreciate it, everybody. I had a lot of fun in this stream, genuinely. This was a great stream. We're starting to... me and the moderators are really whittling out the people that just ruined the fun on the stream. So we're having a lot of good times lately. And also, I'm pretty done getting frustrated about the losses, especially when you have 4 out of your 5 starters play so well. So it's tough. Thank you to Jay Conda for the super chat. Thank you to Jay Conda and 905 Yada for the gifted memberships. Thank you to Asher Ali for the big super chat earlier as well. And thank you to all the new subscribers. And thank you to everybody who liked the stream. And thank you to everybody who just clicked on the stream and wanted to come hang out and watch the Raptors talk ball today. That's all I can really ask for at the end of the day. So appreciate that, guys. Back tomorrow. And yeah, let's keep pushing. Great start to 2023. We're almost done January. We had a great January as well. Let's keep going. I'm feeling a good year, and we're off to a great start over here. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you as well. I will see you